With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes are filled to fill, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and chill. Streams online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shazbin 9 and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure Rants should have feeling so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once kicked off across the board with charge to what because his code can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machine. It's not in burp and leaning ban, it matters not if factory fun. His shoutouts can't see if hours make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a big pretending there for bills when truth is dead to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of call his cat and fatty life and all his strife while forgetting that it's done well and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't actor as a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. He seems nearly over it and a win is in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for us today, Wednesday the 3rd of January 2024. Do hope we're all doing very well indeed, and today's bingo could be a very big massive headache because Phil has a big announcement on the podcast he is hyping up, and to help understand what that big announcement could be, he talked about it on his daily crap last night briefly. And here, I'm just going to go straight into it. Let's just get straight into this. Here's what Phil had to say about what he's planning to cover today.
So, some wind has been gotten. Let's put it that way. In regards to me and being involved, some people are saying there's an interview coming. Some people are saying there's a video coming. Some people are saying there's a documentary coming. All right? I'm going to tell you all about it tomorrow on the podcast. I'm going to tell you everything. Because this is not something that I'm not aware of. This is not something that I've been trying to keep a secret. This is something that I've been involved in for months. But we had to get to the point where it made sense to start talking about it. And that point is tomorrow morning on the Level 1 podcast. So if you want the full explanation about this project and what I will be involved in over the course of 2024, tune into tomorrow's show and I'm going to give you as much of an explanation as I'm legally able to. Yes, it's that serious. Okay? Sound good? I hope it does sound good. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, tune into tomorrow's podcast, okay? Let me just put it this way. Don't worry, because a lot of people, when they hear things, oh my God, no, tell us, Phil, it's not going to be drama. Please, Phil, no more drama. I'll tell you right now.
The fuck was that? Wait, I recognize that. I recognize that cough. That's
me.
Yeah, that's a sick boy. That's a sick birthday boy. Happy birthday, Meester.
Indeed.
Goodness me, so yeah, it's Meester's birthday everyone, and I assume he's got something to say, something to get off his mind about this announcement.
No. When he, well, I am going to try and get involved with this documentary shit show somehow. I personally don't believe
I wouldn't recommend trying to get involved. I don't plan to get involved personally.
Not too involved.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Just to give my perspective.
Well, yeah, and also have an opinion. You know, the last thing I want, I don't plan on contacting this Mike Klum person to give him some he's going to be fucking inundated with a fucking 1,000 detractors. It feels like trying to just fucking tell him the same thing. You know what I mean? So I'm choosing myself. I don't want to fucking poison the well and fucking get involved in trying to turn him off essentially into fucking, you know what I mean? Because I have a feeling that, you know, it might invite just too much. If you know what I mean, it's like all these. Imagine how you would feel if you had hundreds of people telling you the same thing over and over again about how horrible somebody is. You'd be like, holy shit.
Well, now I do have some perspective that I would be interested in sharing. I don't really want to get deeply involved because that means getting, to an extent, involved with DSP himself, in my opinion. I just want to see this through. I want to see whether it ends with an actual documentary or ends in disaster because DSP does something stupid.
It's up in the air. Obviously, we're not privy to the fucking details yet, and I mean, we've seen several documentaries in the past, but none of them have, talked to the DSP beforehand. This would be the kind of first documentary which Phil has kind of endorsed to an extent. Because Phil's always complained, the one big complaint he's had about all these documentaries from before, whatever, from fucking Frederick Knudsen or Turkey Tom or whatever. Nobody went to him and asked him for his takes. The documentaries were done without his input, essentially. So that was one of Phil's big complaints from before about all these fucking, detractor style documentaries where they don't ask Phil for his take and his input. So this is what Mike Klum seems to have done. He seems to have gone to Phil first before anything else and said, Phil, I'm planning this, whatever, but I've heard what you've said before about other things, so I am approaching you. And Phil's probably seen it as an opportunity to, it could be also in Phil's mind anyway, the fairest coverage of him from another person's perspective that could be on the internet. It's not his take, it's not a detractor take, it would be a neutral outsider's take, I imagine Phil will watch the bigger thing as well, for some perspective.
It would be, I expect, either heavily leaning in DSP's favor, or just a neutral take on the matter, an explanation.
Exactly. I mean, as I explained yesterday, as I explained from the guys posting Kiwi Farms, whatever, he's not planned to do a fluff piece or a hit piece. You know what I mean? So, and we've seen.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, we've seen Mike as well.
I would just be interested in something new about it.
He's reached out to Vikant on Twitter and Jaha, who are both FGC people who were there at the time when Phil was in the FGC as well, actively in the community. So he is doing his homework on mostly the detractor side of things as well. He has, I can't tell you that some detractors are involved already. I'm not going to name names. I know one name, but I'm not going to name who it is because it's no my fucking business to. But I've heard somebody, confirm they're going to be a part of it, and it's a good person to be a part of it, in terms of the information they can provide, Mike as well in that regards. But I'll leave it at that. So there's a lot of things left unanswered. Will any of Phil's fans want to be a part of this as well? Will Phil encourage any of his fans to potentially contact Mike?
I expect the coffee clown will be involved somehow, but DSP would not consent to something like this unless he had quite a lot of control.
And Dasha there just joined the call as well. I think he's got some input.
Derek will want to. I don't. This is how my brain is today. I honestly don't think this guy should do it unless you can guarantee something. No. I mean, cast iron guarantee.
A lot of people are trying to get him to do what he did with Boogie and visit Phil's home. People want to see Phil's home life, they want to see Kat, they want to see what a normal day would be like, essentially, and things that are behind the scenes a little bit as well. They kind of want that insight, you know what I mean? Because these days all you see is what you get on podcasts. And
I'm just looking back at the jokes I made about this here in the chat.
Jesus, man. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of what I would recommend is probably taking it. Remember the Sidescrollers thing before it happened, before the interview happened. Most people were dismissive of it being anything substantial or interesting. Most people thought it would be a giant nothing burger, and I think that could be the right approach to take in general. I feel like it sounds fucking negative almost to fucking say it this way, but having low expectations means you won't be disappointed, In this regard, it might be the best way to go about it, you know what I mean? If
it'll be interesting regardless.
It'll definitely be interesting for sure. I'm interested in, I've not seen the bigger documentary this Mike guy made, but Mike Klum guy, but
I didn't like it, but it was good.
In fairness, he is actually reaching out actively to several people as well, you know what I mean? And it's one of those things where it's like he seems to be talking to the right people for certain things. Like obviously he's talking to the old school FGC guys, No,
it's gonna be a shit show.
Prophet, what's your take on it, pal? No, Prophet's muted.
Well, yeah.
There you go. Welcome, Prophet.
My whole issue with it is, how far is Klum willing to go? Right? Is he going to go because he stated that he's going to basically talk about Phil's childhood and stuff. It's like, okay, well, what information are you getting the childhood from? Are you getting it from Phil, or are you getting it from Dave and Linda and Melissa?
That could be a very
Right,
interesting
like-
thing. I wonder if Phil may have given Mike permission to reach out to his parents to try and get some feedback. I mean, we don't know.
I
Phil
can't
seems to
see
be,
that happening.
he seems to be all in.
I
This has been
can't.
going on for months, apparently, this discussion with Phil and Mike, however, they're going back and forth for months, apparently. And Phil seems to be all on board for it. So it wouldn't be the most impossible thing for Phil to have asked his parents that he wanted to talk to this guy who wants to interview him about his life and say something
Yeah,
about
okay.
Phil. You know, it's one of those things that could potentially happen.
Okay, so say he talks to Phil's parents, cool. But then what about people like Howard, Rambo, Leanna? Like, is
No.
he gonna go? Because those people, like Phil made that comment yesterday about how he's the one man show. He's done this all by himself throughout his content career, but that's a lie. Because
Exactly.
Rambo, Howard, Leanna,
It would be good for
Not
they
so
were
much
there
Leanna.
when he was coming. Well, Leanna was there like from 2012 all the way through Machinima. She was there for the prominent time,
I have a
and she was
feeling-
part of his content.
Well, in terms of Liana, I'm under the impression that Liana would not want anything to do with this because she's moved on or whatever. I don't think even
Yeah, but then
financial
that-
incentive would be there. In terms of Rambo and Howard, though, it's a case of whether you can even contact them to fucking ask them, hey, do you want to be a part of this? I don't think they'd want to do anything.
I don't
either.
know that they're a part of social media at all anymore.
Well, no, like
I just don't
Rambo,
see. I don't see Phil allowing Mike to get any perspective but his own. I
Yes.
just don't. He needs to control everything.
yeah.
Keep in mind, this is a documentary, and I think Mike's trying to, I don't think he's going to go too heavily into the conspiracy theory side of things. He probably will mention and cover things like WWE champions and the bankruptcy and potential allegations
Yeah,
of
but to
fraud
Phil, that's
and
all
that
conspiracy.
jazz. Exactly, but he's,
To Phil, that's all conspiracy.
Exactly, but he probably will cover it anyway. And that's what I'm saying. Mike won't ignore it. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure he'll cover that to an extent, and he'll probably ask fucking Phil the question about it, and Phil will probably just have his usual answer. And also, the interesting thing though is, will Phil have evidence to show Mike about whether this is authentic
Well,
and
no,
genuine
at
or not?
this point, evidence and shit is too late.
Exactly.
Phil's had time to get people to doctor it or whatever, or to make it up or whatever. Like, if Mike gets into the snort fort, okay? If Phil and Kat just have to put on an act. Like, they don't have to actually do their normal routine. They could pretend
My
to
thoughts
be
exactly.
the happy family, and they'll have the house professionally cleaned, and it'll look spotless. Not like his Phil would go to that limit to make this
Didn't-
documentary work in his favor. He would do that.
What did Mike say anything about Phil himself as what experience he'd had with Phil talking to him?
They talked
He said
several
he's already
times
sat
about,
down
like,
with him. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, are they met in person?
What did he say? Yes. Or at
Somebody
least
said
over
on
the
Kiwi
phone.
Farms that they've met in person already. It's been posted on
Yeah.
Kiwi Farms that they've
I
supposedly
covered it
met in
yesterday as
person.
well. I mean, I
And I
don't think that
can't
happened.
believe that. Yeah, I can't believe that. Like, it's just like,
Yeah, also the big question, next Sue kind of covers it perfectly. Most detractors kind of think the same thing when they first heard this. Is another documentary really necessary for this dude? You've got to keep in mind
Yeah.
that most documentaries about DSP are essentially, I mean, let's be really honest here. They are quite one-sided, leaning heavily towards the detractor side of things. You can make an argument in there that these documentaries are usually quite attacking of DSP, and there's rarely
that's
anything.
Phil's
like down the
fault.
rabbit hole. Down the
Yeah.
rabbit hole really wasn't. Like, down the rabbit hole, like, a lot of homework was done from both sides. So, like, down the rabbit hole is probably currently the best documentary on Phil that we have.
And even then, that only covered up to what, 2016,
16
yeah,
or something like that?
exactly.
Yeah.
And right at the time when Phil started to get so basically it covered his best years, you could argue, on YouTube before things all went to serious shit.
But I'm just gonna bounce out. I'll bounce out.
So yeah, I mean, so that documentary obviously was maybe one of the fairest ones, but it was also one of the ones that didn't cover bankruptcies. It didn't cover the bankruptcy saga and WWE champions, all that, all the kind of crazy stuff where you're thinking, where's the money going? And all that has not been covered. Freddie Knudsen, you could argue he missed the most important, biggest things, minus the incident, of course. Also, that was covered as well, and that, and yeah.
Again,
also,
I'm sure Mike has thought of this as well. Whatever the case, it's not going to be the same as a documentary about, say, Boogie or Wings, but it's also not going to be the same as the documentaries people have already made about him. Like, obviously, we're not going to get the full picture of what goes on in Phil's life, because no way. But we will get something different from it, I think. Like, in terms of what's shown, it's going to be less about his history and more about his current life and such things.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be artistically different. I'd like to say my main qualm is I'd want something new from this. Otherwise, it's just pointless.
True.
But I'd also have a little suggestion for tonight. Considering Phil, I mean, how long did Phil delay that Turkey Tom thing? Was it 40 minutes?
Sorry, I'm just getting distracted with Twitter. But yeah.
Yeah, but he delayed a long ass time. I'm thinking basically we just skim through until he gets to the point, then he makes the point, then we can bitch for like 40 minutes instead of, filling up 40 minutes beforehand, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Apparently, Duty posted a clip of
Screw Duty.
Yeah, well, he posted a clip of RTU talking to Mike Klum. And what's this fucking
Crying out loud.
I think it's a YouTube. I think it's a YouTube video.
Oh, I found Diddy's Twitter handle, but I think it's his old one. Yeah, I think this is the account here. Get my sign. So I believe there's a clip here of. Yeah, YouTube. Mike Klum calls. Okay, so it's a YouTube fucking video. Okay. Kind of curious about this. Hold on. Shush.
No.
Give me a second. I'll just skip the intro. As robust as the intro is, because the intro is made by Pixar. But I just can't want to get to the meat because Phil's going to start
Why
in a
did
fucking
Pixar
second.
make him one, but not
Phil's
me?
starting now, so I'm going to pause Phil. I just kind of want to see. I mean, a 13-minute fucking video. Is this RTU just blithering the whole time?
RTU's always blithering.
So I'll just kind of quickly see. You know what? Phil's starting now. You know what? I'm not going to bother with RTU. If people kind of want to see the RTU thing and what was said or whatever. It's in the chat. It's in the chat. People are curious to see what it is as well. Did David posted a video? Mike Klum calls Review Tech USA and confirms DSP documentary and that he lied. That's the title of the fucking bed video. But Phil's going live now, and I just kind of feel like getting the bingo all set up. Guys, thank you very much for your input so far. Can I kindly ask? We just kind of say we're going to play bingo as normal, whatever. And
you want us to fuck off?
Well, not. Let me finish, man. Let me fucking finish. Let's just fucking wait and see if Phil cover this announcement, and then you're welcome to come back and opinionate on what Phil has to say about the announcement when he gets into it.
Yeah, that's what I intended to do anyway.
So we've covered it anyway, our thoughts anyway, and all that jazz. So I don't want to delay bingo too much, you know what I mean? So because I don't want to have like a 5-6 hour stream. We could talk so long about the topic of a potential interview and everything that can come of it. But yeah, got to make sure we're here for bingo, and it's not a game of bingo to play and all that jazz. But guys, thank you again, as I said, for your input so far on what is definitely the big talking point in the detractor sphere of things. So I was about to ask for a number, and Auto Insane is spamming 123. So yeah, there we go. I'll use that as a random number. 123 was a random number for the generating the bingo card. And there we go, and we randomise the bingo background as well. The bingo background we have for today's bingo is as follows. Phil to say, you guys, community, him standing up, him flailing his arms, and him butchering a word. The second row is Phil having dead air, him discussing food, him saying time, obviously, and idiot. The third row is Phil saying tired, him discussing his family, him being all victim mode, him saying it wrong, and him saying admittedly. The fourth row is Phil making a weird noise, him touching his face, him saying honest, something style, and good news. The fifth and final row is Phil saying goal, what the fuck are you talking about, him being all clown mode, him saying schedule, and finally him saying react. That is today's bingo card, and I feel like it's a very strong fucking card. So yeah, thank you Auto Insane for picking the card, and if it all goes tits up, we know who to blame. I'm only kidding, of course. And I'll just kind of skip past his long intro just so we have a starting point, we're ready to start. Oh, he's got a black begging shirt on. Oh no. Actually, it's like a grey. It's a dark grey with black lines. So not quite the black begging shirt. So before we begin, of course, aim of the game here, of course, as most of you all know by now, but in case anyone's new, the aim of the game is to try and get 25 out of 25 on the bingo card you see before you on the screen. And if we do get a full house 25 out of 25 on the card, one of you guys can potentially win a prize, but only if you have left a comment on the community post, which is linked in the description of this live stream. If you've not left a comment yet, you're no in with a chance to win a prize should we get a full house. And to determine the winner of these bingo games when we get a full house, we play a game of marbles, and the marble that comes first wins the prize. It's quite a fair way, in my opinion, of deciding a bingo winner. Just random RNG chance of random marbles with your name on the marble. So, and of course, there's a variety of ways for us to get free spaces to get that full house. For example, if Phil snorts 20 times or burps 10 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that gives us all a free space. If Phil gets 100 likes from his audience and blows bubbles for his dumbass dented audience before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that too will give us all a free space. And finally, if we get 100 likes on this very bingo stream right here before I finish playing bingo, then not only does that give us a free space as well, but you guys also get to enjoy that bubbles animation, that Pixar animation so very kindly made for us all to enjoy to celebrate hitting the 100 likes. So you guys are in direct control of one of the ways for us to get a free space. The rest of the ways are controlled by Phil and his actions and mannerisms and his own chat like in his own stream. So there we go, I've covered all the bases. That's the ways we can get free spaces, and hopefully we can get a full house on today's probably controversial stream. I think I've covered all the bases, and yeah, it's time go.
Alrighty, good morning everyone and welcome to the show. How is everyone today? It is Wednesday, the 3rd of January 2024, excuse me. We are not going back in time, we are moving forward steadily into the positive future. It is my final consecutive streaming day of the week. I'm DSP, of course, and I welcome you here to stream. I hope that you're all doing well, and today is a special day because today I will address the rumors and all the happenings that have been going on. Basically yesterday, all during the course of the day, people kept coming to my stream saying, hey Phil, I heard this, hey Phil, I heard that, and we haven't heard anything from you. So can we hear from you on this particular topic of what we're hearing about? To which I responded, no, you cannot hear from me. Because yesterday I was busy, you know, we had a new playthrough to do in Resident Evil 0 Remastered that just premiered, and we had to finish up Like a Dragon Gaiden, right? So I was very busy yesterday, and I was like, I can't be derailing all of my content in order to talk about this particular topic. I have a show that I do every day. I'm not sure if you're aware. It's called the Level 1 Podcast, and on said podcast, I address stuff kind of like this, that what you're asking me, you know? So, and so today that is really going to be one of the major focuses of the show, although not the only focus. Yeah, I'd like to talk about how things went with the premiere of Resident Evil 0 yesterday, the conclusion of Like a Dragon Gaiden, which was actually very emotional, surprisingly. And how this is now going to affect the schedule, because we wrapped up that game. It means that we have more time for other stuff. And that's going to be really cool. All right. But, you know, obviously, people want to hear from me about a particular topic, which I will address on today's show in as much detail as I can. Because here's the thing. Number one, I don't want to spill the beans and completely spoil everything. And number two, I'm legally bound. There's actually a lawyer. He's sitting in my closet right now. I'm serious. And he is watching me for everything that I say. And if I say something wrong, he's going to come out here and he's going to beat me on the head of the ruler and say,
So usually Phil's the one in the closet.
You're going right to a nice lawsuit, but I'm just kidding, obviously. It's not all that serious at all. I'm just joking. Please don't take this serious. I'm trying to be silly, and there'll be people who'll be like, what? Phil's being sued and he's a... No, absolutely not. I'm just being, I'm just being silly here. Anyway, tell him to come out of the closet. Actually, the lawyer told me he loves being in the closet. That if he was outed, that it might change his life, and he doesn't want to do this. Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. My final streaming day of the week. It's been a great week, right? Over the course of this week, way more Baldur's Gate 3. And finished up RoboCop, which was really cool, because it was a good ending to that game. I really liked the ending of that game. Started up Resident Evil 0 yesterday. That was really good. Kind of came to a determination about Street Fighter 6 and the frequency that I want to play it. Meaning probably just once a week moving forward for the rest of this month until Tekken 8 comes out. And started up Sea of Stars, which I'm actually really, really excited to play more Sea of Stars later tonight on the late stream and to play more of it in the regular schedule. Now that we've wrapped up the lingering playthroughs, we could do that, you see? So, I am excited for the content that's now going to be coming out for the rest of the month. You know, for 3 weeks or so, we'll be juggling exciting games, right? Until the new releases actually start hitting in late January. And the good thing is, I don't think that these 3 weeks leading up to the end of the month are going to be slow weeks at all. Like, they're not going to be bad weeks. These are great games. These are playthroughs you guys have asked for. It's not like, oh, it's filler content, so let's just cram in any old thing.
It must be the fucking pessimistic bastard side of me, but when Phil says it's not going to be slow weeks or whatever, in my mind immediately thinks he's talking about fucking money. Like, immediately my mind just jumps to him fucking thinking of these fucking next few weeks as, you know, potentially being slow financially. Not being for, you know, not about entertainment, not about fucking having great gameplay, great streams, whatever, but him in his mind automatically jumps to the conclusion of, oh, these fucking streams going to be fucking slow as death because I'm not playing a fucking brand new game again for the next few fucking weeks.
Have something to talk about or play. Instead, it's stuff that is pretty in demand. So I'm excited for that because it's always good when you have a dead time of year without new releases to still have a ton of stuff to do is very exciting. Typically, this time of year I'd be playing a Bethesda game, right? If you look at my history, it was like, first it was Fallout New Vegas, then it was Skyrim, then it was Oblivion. Well, this year we're playing Baldur's Gate 3. A little different because it's a hot new release, right? Game of the Year winner. So,
Been hot new fucking release. It came out in the fucking summer, for fuck's sake, last year.
pretty darn exciting. Although admittedly, you may have noticed something in regards to Baldur's Gate 3. The attendance is way lower now.
Phil, nobody looks at the views. Apparently you don't look at the fucking views, and yet you somehow fucking know all the fucking views you're getting regularly. Oh, and Phil said you guys.
Burger.
My bad. There we go. It's ticked off.
And the viewership on YouTube is way lower now. It just is, which I knew would happen. We're 30 hours into Baldur's Gate 3. And did you really think that for a slow-paced, turn-based, narrative-based RPG that we were going to retain sky-high numbers? And I never thought we would. I told you this. I told you as much when we started this playthrough that I didn't really feel like it was going to be retained, and I was right. Now, it took a little longer than maybe I had expected, but at the same time, here's the good news. People are still engaging with the playthrough. Meaning when I'm playing the game, people are showing up to the streams, hanging out with me, helping me to understand the mechanics.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you insufferable fucking cunt. Anytime Phil plays Baldur's Gate 3, there's a whale that fucking throws him a whole bunch of money to fucking get him to a certain fucking goal. Someone is always guaranteeing the hat goal. Every single Baldur's Gate 3 stream, someone's always, within the final 30 minutes, a big whale tippet comes in. And all of a sudden Phil get a hat to wear. So yeah, it's like one person carries a fucking stream essentially. With making sure he gets a fucking hat. Also Phil said admittedly, my bad.
Burger.
There's still mechanics 30 hours into I'm still like not exactly understanding. And you guys are helping me to find all of the content in the game, which is great. I don't want to miss out on any content in this game. And so you guys are helping me with that, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, what did the client, give you a perfect example. When I started playing the game, every part was getting thousands of views. Every stream was getting like 400, 500, 600 viewers. Now, these parts barely get 300 views. After days, I mean, the video's now been live since Monday. They're like 300 views.
Isn't that reflective on you though, as a fucking entertaining creator? People look at fucking part 1 to think, oh, is this going to be worth watching? Is this person going to retain my interest and curiosity over the several parts of this very popular game? And then, as they fucking get longer and longer into the more parts you fucking go and the more streams you have, people are like, hold on a second, this guy stinks, and they fuck off to a more entertaining YouTuber to watch their fucking playthrough instead because you fucking can't do enough to entertain a fucking audience.
You know what I mean? So it's just like every RPG. It really is. If this were like Dark Souls or something, it'd be much different. But RPGs sadly don't retain as much of an audience like I would hope. I love RPGs. RPGs are my forte, right? Like I've played a zillion of them. I love them. I would play more of them if I could actually have a bigger audience for them. But for whatever reason, the RPGs, case in point, Baldur's Gate 3, the Game of the Year RPG, even that 30 hours in does not retain a very large audience, okay? But the good news is I'm still enjoying myself. It's not like the playthrough's worse or anything. We're still having a great time. Every time I play it, I'm having a good time. People are supporting the streams, which is great. So don't worry about that. That's no big deal. It's not like, oh, because the viewership has dwindled to playthrough.
Oh my god, yeah, we were all fucking panicking. We were fucking pressing the fucking panic buttons here. We were so fucking worried that fucking support was going to fucking trail off for fucking Baldur's Gate 3. No, Phil. You have at least one fucking person guaranteed to fucking make sure you have $100 fucking dollars. Even if you're sitting at fucking $20 in tips because 1 Minute Man was the only person that fucking tipped you in 5 goddamn hours. You're going to get somebody with a big whale tip right to the fucking end of the stream for $80 to make sure you get to fucking hit that hat goal and you don't fucking wage quit the goddamn game.
Is suffering. It's not. I say it's still really, really good, and I'm excited every time that I play it. Today we're playing it, and I'm like, yes, we're gonna finish the Goblin Camp and all of that, okay? But it's basically, you know, it's declined to the point where I knew it would, you know? But anyway, so good stuff. You know, wrapping up all the lingering playthroughs from 2023. Now we're heading full force into the playthroughs for 2024. You know, everything refreshed for the new year this week, right? The new background, the new animations. You guys are giving me very positive feedback. You're really liking the new animations on the streams. There's 3 new ones that are related to Yakuza or Like a Dragon, which is relating obviously to the upcoming playthrough of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. But in addition, there's some remastered animations that I've redone that look much better now, which is excellent. And of course, there was the announcement earlier this week, the relaunch of KO Gaming, now branded DSP Throwback, a channel where I'm going to take all of my lost playthroughs from back in the day that were deleted from YouTube for various reasons, edit them, upscale them, make them look and sound much better, and re-upload them in a very digestible format of longer videos to that channel so people can watch them again. So that's also in process. And some people might say, well, I wonder, how's that going? I'll give you a quick update, because I don't have too much of a crazy update in regards to that. But basically, the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough is going to be the first one, just so everybody knows, because there's other playthroughs. There's Red Dead Redemption and its expansions and online play. There's LA Noire, and there's other lost stuff. But it's going to be Final Fantasy 13 that goes up there first, okay? And already I can tell you, I've probably got 4 to 5 hours of footage that's been uploaded and ready to go. And basically, as I said, it's not just me working on this. It's multiple people. And those people are working on taking those videos, running them through these upscalers and everything, and then editing them into bigger parts and seeing, you know, how it looks, and also thumbnails and everything. You know, it's going to be good quality stuff this time around. They're working on that. I've been told, and this is not a promise.
Okay, so Phil, there's a very apt saying here, right? And I'm probably going to fucking just butcher it in my own fucking typical way. You can fucking polish and shine a fucking big turd all you fucking like, but at the end of the fucking day, as much polish and shine as you fucking give to that big fucking turd, it's still a big fucking turd.
Likely by Friday-ish, we should have the first video ready. It'll be part 1 of Final Fantasy 13 with the improvements, and I'm curious what you guys will think. I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's not done yet. You know, I don't know yet. But I'm very curious, you know, will people watch this old playthrough in 2024 with these improvements? People have been asking for this for ages. Where is the playthrough? Why, you know, people have asked me to replay Final Fantasy 13, which I totally am okay with doing, but it seems like every time that we talk about it, there's another big RPG out, right? You know, right now, it's Baldur's Gate 3, then we're going to have Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, then we're going to have Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Like, when am I going to play Final Fantasy 13? It's not going to happen, right? You know, eventually maybe, but not right now. So, I'm totally excited for it, but I also don't want to get everyone overexcited, especially because I can't promise you a delivery date. You know what I mean? Like, it might be coming, it might be coming at the end of this week, or might not. Okay, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see exactly what you know, what happens with it, and I'll give you updates when I have updates. All right, so that is in process. DSP Throwback, by the way, that announcement video that I uploaded over there, over 2,000 views and climbing now. People have actually casually watched a few of the videos that were already on that channel from 2018 when I was uploading some gameplay over there. I don't know if anyone has actually watched the edited content. I mean, that was just the point of that channel originally, was the edited reviews and things. And, you know, it's ancient now. I mean, now you're talking videos that are 8+ years old. But basically, that channel, once I get videos on it, I need to get 3 uploads, and I need to get consistent views, then I can repartner it. In which case, then I can monetize the content again, put some ads on the videos, etc.
And that's what it's all about, baby.
In which case, it kind of makes all this effort worth it. Right now, it's really just for the sake of posterity, trying to...
Nope, someone wants to fucking rant. Who wants to rant and why?
I don't want to rant.
And
No. Somebody said yesterday that it was a TOS violation, some way, him telling them to go and swell his views.
yeah, you can't...
I wouldn't know. I would have to read it.
You can't, yeah, it's true. You cannot artificially encourage your audience to just comment for the sake of fucking commenting. That is not organic engagement. Phil was encouraging, you know, fucking artificial engagement on his videos to boost his own metrics on his channel. Like, he's literally, it's one thing to try and fucking tell people, hey, if you want to check out the rest of my content,
subscribe.
Go ahead. There's nothing wrong with telling people, hey, watch my older stuff as well, you might enjoy it or whatever. But Phil is literally telling people, please just comment for the sake of, even if you don't want to. He's telling people they may not even like the content, but he wants them to watch it and comment on it and like it, so it boosts his fucking chances.
I feel like this is a nitpick. I feel like it's a little bit nitpicky. I don't know.
What, in Phil's part? Or...
But it's definitely it's definitely a little different. from the average like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. The the usual YouTuber spiel.
And Coolant was the one that kind of brought up yesterday as well, by the way. He said they went and brought it up as artificial engagement and it's considered manipulation by YouTube. That is the same kind of fucking manipulation that Phil got in trouble for back in the fucking day by telling his audience to click on the ads on his videos. That very old lore from Phil when he got banned and suspended. His Google AdSense account got suspended by YouTube before because he was telling people to click on the ads, and that was a big no-no. So he fucking left YouTube for a brief time, went to fucking Blip TV, and we all know how that fucking ended. Fucking space Nazis.
Sorry, speaking just on myself, folks, you know what to do.
Do they?
Report this fucker.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's only me encouraging it, not the owner of the Bingo stream.
Isn't like encouraging mass reporting and things against TOS as well? Like I recall Gideon getting banned.
What I would recommend, don't just report him for the sake of reporting it. If you're going to report DSP, make sure it's a genuine fucking report. Like for example, him encouraging artificial engagement is definitely reportable. Report
him for botting. That's true.
Don't just report him because he's been a piece of shit or whatever, being his usual toxic ass self. Or if you're going to report, make sure it's for a good, legitimate reason. Like he is actually breaking terms of service on YouTube. But by the way, YouTube won't do a thing about it. If you want to report him, go ahead, but YouTube generally don't care, or they might age restrict the videos. That's as far as YouTube are willing to go sometimes. They will look at the report and they'll go, yes, this person is a bit fucking inflammatory. We better age restrict this video so children don't see it. And that'll be as far as the action goes. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to fucking report Phil for breaking TOS on YouTube, but usually not a lot comes of it.
To get these videos back up in a way you guys can watch them. But I think ultimately it may pay off, we'll see. But anyway, that's the update on that. I don't have any more big information. You can check it out at youtube.com/@DSP Throwback. That's the address. If you haven't yet, give it a look. If you're interested in seeing older playthroughs and now upgraded for the modern age, please consider subscribing to the channel and watch some of the content on there if you get a chance. That's not representative of the content that's going to be on there now, but it helps. Like that viewing hours will help that channel get boosted back to where it needs to be so that I can get into the partner program again. Okay.
See, wording it like that is quite sketchy as fuck. It's one thing just to fucking say, guys, I've got so much content from back in the day and some videos that are very popular, you might enjoy them. He could say that and just encourage his audience, hey, his older Phil content, I might not be aware of it because it's an older channel. But the way he words it there is basically not for his audience's benefit, but it's for his own benefit. The wording of it is nothing to do about trying to fucking make it a better experience for his audience. The wording of it is all about trying to fucking benefit him. So that might be borderline TOS kind of. He's basically flirting with breaking TOS there again, because he's not trying to encourage the audience to fucking help themselves with robust content. He's just basically telling them, hey guys, you watch all my old shit, it'll help me massively. So I don't know, borderline though.
Okay. Cool. And by the way, someone might say, well, why are you out of the partner program? Because it was defunct for years. YouTube changed their criteria a few years ago, and basically if you have a defunct channel, they don't keep it partnered. They'll unpartner it, and then when you requalify, they'll repartner the channel. So that's all it was, because I wasn't using it. It wasn't getting any views or uploads, and it unpartnered automatically. Now I can get it repartnered automatically once it hits the criteria again. Okay? Cool. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, obviously I'd like to talk about the schedule, and then I want to talk about the big thing you're all here to hear about, right? The big announcement that I have for you, because DSP Throwback is just one of many things coming in 2024 that are new, big announcements and things that are going to be cool and shake things up a bit, all right? So I have a big one to talk about today. People have already heard rumblings. People have already heard information about it elsewhere, and now they want to get the skinny from me, and you're going to get it. But first, let's quickly go through the schedule.
Just gonna let him cook you.
So you guys know what's coming in the next week or so,
and then
schedule. We will tackle the big thing you all want to talk about. Okay, so today it is Baldur's Gate 3. We're continuing on with the Goblin Camp. We've already taken out 2 of the 3 bosses in the Goblin Camp. Although people are saying the 3rd boss is also a recruitable person, but I don't know how I could do that if I want to do this plot line where I side with the druids, which I do. I don't see how I could then recruit this person who's the 3rd boss. I don't know if there's a way around it. Maybe people can help me with that today. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't understand how it works. I certainly don't want to do an evil mode playthrough, right?
But you are evil. I know I said let him cook. We are 7 minutes behind live DSP, but I don't know if I can hear a schedule. I'm going 1.75 just to get through the schedule faster.
Yay!
But I don't know if it's possible to actually recruit everyone in the game, or based on your choices if you can only recruit certain people or others. So I'm sure we'll talk about that today. We're going to finish up the Goblin Camp and move on with the plot. I don't know where the plot will take us once we finish the Goblin Camp. I don't know what's next, you know? So I guess we'll see. I know eventually we're probably going back to the Underdark. Now we have like multiple quests in the Underdark. We have to find some forge. We're looking for some hidden weapon or artifact. Like we have all these things to do under there. So when we go back down there, it'll actually be more pertinent rather than me just searching for the sake of searching, right? Anyway, so I guess we shall see what happens today. It should be fun, okay? And then tonight on the late stream, I'm actually really excited for tonight's late night stream. It's more Sea of Stars. Now, we only played this on Sunday night, and even though we had a small audience, that audience was super engaged and excited to see me play this game. They had a ton of fun. I had a ton of fun. I can't wait to play more Sea of Stars because the game is an homage to games like Chrono Trigger, Super Mario RPG, and Suikoden. All games I played in my youth, right? So it's like right up my alley. It feels like the game was specially designed for someone just like me. So far, 2 hours in, the intro's been great. I'm looking forward to getting further than the intro today and seeing where it takes us. So that's the late stream tonight. I hope you'll join me if you can make it, okay? I'm off from streaming tomorrow. It's my day off, and I'll be running errands in the light. I'll be spending a lot of time with my wife tomorrow for the first time in ages. Thankfully, we have a day where we get to spend a lot of time together. She's been playing Far Cry 6, so maybe we'll see. Maybe she can finish it tomorrow. I don't know, because I don't know exactly how far in she is, because, you know, she plays a lot when I'm streaming, so I don't know, but I guess I'll check in and watch her play, and it's fun. I like having days off where we can spend time together like that and share gaming experiences. You know, Far Cry 6 I played over 2 years ago. It's cool to now see her play it and help her with it if she needs advice or help with sniping or something like that. It's pretty cool. So then, Friday, it's going to be more Baldur's Gate 3, and it's Friday Night Fights. The one day a week that I'm going to play Street Fighter, and I made this announcement earlier in the week. I'm only going to be playing Street Fighter 6 once a week moving forward. The game is too laggy and has too many dropped inputs for me to care at this point to really play it more. It's sad because it wasn't like that until I hit Master, and now that I'm in Master, the connections just aren't as good as they used to be. I think it's because there's fewer players in Master, so you have a smaller player pool, and you end up having worse connections no matter what. Plus, the vast majority of people I play Master are playing crossplay on PC, and PC just has this big advantage over console. It's just not fair. It's really reduced my enjoyment of the game, which sucks because I think the game is great, and it is the best fighting game experience out there. It just sucks that they didn't find this real solution to the problem when you hit that level. What's weird is no other fighting games ever faced this before, because no other fighting games had this good of an echo. So because of that, every other fighting game is way laggier, so you don't even get to this point where you hit the wall and you realize connections aren't as good because they're always bad, right? So in this game, it's a problem that's good to have, but it's still a problem, right? So anyway, only one stream of that this week, Friday night. I don't even know who I'm going to use. It might be Dalsim, it might be Blanca. I might even try Honda again. I don't know. We'll see. Then on Saturday, okay, it's going to be more Resident Evil 0 Remastered, which I started yesterday, which was super good. In a nutshell, it's classic survival horror in a smaller, different setting in the intro on the train, but once you're off the train, you get to another mansion, and now you're just playing Resident Evil again. Like, it feels like I'm playing classic Resident Evil, which I love, you know? So that's a great thing that, basically, I've only played this game once. It was 8 years ago. And I don't really remember, at all, honestly, the playthrough. I remember certain things about it. Like, I remember 1 or 2 things for being on the train. I remember in the mansion, I'm in this room now with these cranks and a long staircase, and for some reason I remember that in my head, like I remember there's gonna be a boss or something in there. Like, when I walked into the room, I got these creepy vibes, like, oh shit, there's something in here. But I guess it doesn't show up right away because it didn't. So it's weird because this is a playthrough that I really, again, I don't really remember that well. And so for me, it's like cool because I feel like I'm kind of playing the game for the first time again. It's definitely different with a modern audience with interactivity as well than it was 8 years ago. So anyway, great playthrough so far. Really enjoyed it yesterday. More of that coming Saturday. And Saturday night, we're gonna do more Sea of Stars because we finished Like Dragon Gaiden yesterday, which I'm gonna talk about in a moment, by the way. We get to do Sea of Stars Saturday night, which is exciting. Sunday is my odd day out. On Sunday, we're gonna do the React show, DSP versus the Internet, the first one of the year. If you're a channel member, please post up your videos for that show in the appropriate threads. And Sunday night, no stream. Why? Because Sunday night, I'm doing private Patreon React videos, and I have three to make this month. So because of that, I need the time. And on top of that, with the little bit of extra time that I'll have that night, I'm going to work on the year-end series, which are going to now be on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Okay, so no stream on Sunday night. It's just going to be the React show. Then Monday, it's more Baldur's Gate 3, and Monday night, it's going to be the most disappointing games of the year countdown, where for 2 hours, we go through every game that I felt had potential and was super disappointing in 2023. It should be a great countdown. It's usually everyone's favorite. Then on Tuesday, it's going to be more Resident Evil 0 Remastered, and it's going to be both your choice, the viewer's choice best playthroughs of 2023, and my Game of the Year awards. Each will be about an hour long, okay? So if you're wondering, it is official as of last night. I created 2 polls for you to vote on your favorite playthroughs of the year. In fact, the links just popped up into the chat right now. So if you have not seen those links yet, please go vote. I think it's around 600 to 700 people have voted on each poll so far, but obviously we have until next Tuesday for you guys to vote. So a little under a week left for you guys to vote. Please do. And that's going to be fun to see. I can tell you right now, all right? It's going to be very different than my Game of the Year picks, because people like things differently than I do. You know, just because I thought a game was great doesn't mean you did. Just because I thought it was the best game of the year doesn't mean you enjoyed it as much as another playthrough. So very curious to see how different and unaligned, or how aligned, our thoughts are about what were the best things that I did last year, okay? So, that's coming up Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Will be more gameplay in the light. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just get there when we get there, right? And then for the rest of the month, it's going to be Baldur's Gate 3, Resident Evil 0, Sea of Stars, a little bit of Street Fighter, and then we'll see what we have time for on the late streams, because we'll probably have 1 or 2 weeks left before we get to the new releases. What do you want to do? We could have open streams where we just do random stuff. We could have some special events. We could do a little mini game, you know, like people toss out some indie games and stuff. We'll figure it out to balance with Sea of Stars on late streams, okay? Cool. All right. So that's that. Now, a couple quick things to talk about. People are wondering, someone just literally just asked, so did he beat Like a Dragon Gaiden last night? How did it go? I did beat it last night. I stayed late to do it by about an extra half hour to 40 minutes. I'll just say this because I don't want to spoil the ending. I did not do any more Coliseum. Basically, I had my fill after doing 3-4 hours of the Coliseum. I was like, this is ridiculous. It's too much of a grind. It's too much of a time waste. I just want to see how the game ends. So we did, and it was great, a great ending. But I'll tell you this. I was massively over-leveled for the ending. And I'm playing it, I'm like, how is it that I'm literally destroying the ending of this game? Why did they want me to level up even more to finish the Coliseum? How did it even make sense? So basically, as I described already, when they made this game, you can tell the different groups of the dev team worked on different parts. One group worked on the Coliseum, one group worked on the story, and the creative director of the game never made sure that the two were in line. That Coliseum requires you to do way too much grinding and leveling, to the point where you're so overpowered you don't need it for the story, and you just steamroll the rest of the story. It doesn't make sense. Like, why is it not in line? If anything, if you're doing the Coliseum, it should reward you and make the story easier, but not to the point where now you like fart and you kill entire groups of enemies. Like, literally, that's what it was. I was just completely steamrolling the end of the game. Like, combat was a joke. Because some people were like, oh, it's gonna take you 2-3 hours to beat, and it took me 90 minutes. And they're like, oh, it's because every fight, like, you just destroyed everyone with 2 hits. Like, yeah, because the Coliseum overleveled me. It was ridiculous. I don't understand why they didn't balance it. It just doesn't seem to make much sense, right? Anyway, the ending was very emotional. I'm super happy that I played this game because this is a perfect bridge between Yakuza 7, or Like a Dragon, and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which we're playing in 3 weeks. If I didn't play this, this is an integral, important part of the story that would have been missed. Do you see? So I'm excited for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth now. I'm like pumped for this game coming out later this month, and I'm happy that I played Like a Dragon Gaiden to bridge the two. And I want to say, if you didn't see the playthrough, please check it out. It's really good. The ending is incredibly emotional and important. Without any spoilers at all, it totally is worth the journey. Let's put it that way. The 30+ hour journey that I took to get there, it was totally worth it. All right, it's good stuff. So yeah, we finished that, which is great. It prepares us for everything to come. Okay. So I talked, the only thing I'm trying to check off in my head, all the things I need to talk about before we got to the topic at hand. So I talked about the new polls for your favorite playthroughs of the year. I talked about the adjourning of, or the conclusion of Like a Dragon Gaiden. I feel like there's one other thing that I wanted to talk about that I'm forgetting right now. And I hope that I don't completely forget about it once I start talking about the other topic, okay? I guess that, if anything else comes to mind, I'm sure I'll think of it, you know, but for now, I think we've kind of covered the important stuff. So, all right. Oh, that's right. One other thing. For some reason, okay, I am not getting all the tip notifications.
It was to do with fucking money and begging. That's what I wanted to talk about. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to slow it down now back to 1.25 because he's almost talking. It's almost time for him to talk about what he wants to fucking talk about. But also it kind of ties in with this as well with the whole Begman kind of thing.
For when you guys are contributing, and I want to apologize. This is the second day in a row now that it's affecting me. So 2 days ago, I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, and we're in the midst of the Goblin Camp. We're doing these big fights or whatever. We're 5 minutes until the end of the stream, and someone says, Phil, I sent you a big tip like an hour ago, and you never shouted it out. Did you get it? And I was like, oh no, really? So I went and I checked, and it was there, but I never got a notification for it. So obviously I felt awful, because this is someone who should have not only gotten credit for their contribution, but we should have had like a reward tier awarded and everything, and we didn't get it. So yesterday I'm streaming Resident Evil 0, and all these contributions are coming in, and I'm shouting them all out. And then like an hour later, someone says, Phil, did you get my tip an hour ago? You never shouted it out. And I look, it's not there. It's not in my notifications. I go check it. It's there. Why am I getting 90% of the notifications and not all of them? I have no idea. It certainly sounds like an issue with PayPal, because I check my emails and there's nothing wrong. There's no spam filter. They're not going to like a junk filter or anything. I'm just not getting the emails. So it sounds like there's some kind of a weird disconnect with PayPal, and I can't make that work. This has happened before, but usually it's like something that'll happen for a day and then it fixes itself. This has now been going on for like a week, where every day people are like, damn, Phil didn't shout out my contribution. I wonder what happened. Trust me, guys, it's not because I'm not grateful. It's not because I don't want to talk about, you know, whatever you're talking about. It's because I don't even know. So today...
No, I don't buy it. I agree with Otto inside in the chat. Burnt Zapato's tip. So Baldur's Gate 3, Phil's sitting at 50 buckaroos. Burnt Zapato tipped him 70 bucks, but Phil didn't acknowledge it. Phil kept ignoring it and kept ignoring it. Burnt Zapato had to send Phil a super chat to let him know, Phil, I tipped you an hour ago. He had to give Phil more money to let Phil know he gave him money. And Phil's like, oh, did you really? Oh, wow. And he's like, oh, no, it's terrible. I've got no time for a hat, but it's $120 for me, ree. And yeah, I'm definitely of the opinion that I share with Otto in saying that Phil is deliberately withholding, including these tips on his, you know, when it comes in, so he can encourage more people to tip. Let more people think, oh, Phil's not getting support tonight, we better step up and contribute. That's how Phil's fans fucking think, isn't it? You know what I mean? Phil will be like, oh guys, support's about slow tonight, you know, it's a really slow stream. Maybe this game is not going to get the support I think it needs to do merit to keep playing. I might need to fucking stop playing this game. Hint, hint. So yeah, he's done it several times in the past, and he's pulled out the same trick again. It's a classic DSP move.
If you tip me, and I don't shout it out within, say, 15-20 minutes, definitely let me know in the chat, tag me, and say, hey, Phil, just so you know, I tipped and you didn't get it. Now, here's the thing. This really applies to regulars, because some people, sadly, are trolls. They come in here, and they'll do that shit all the time, and like, oh, I tipped, and of course they didn't. They're full of shit. You know, they're just trying to derail the chat. So, if any, you know, random person comes in here and starts spamming the chat, I'm not going to pay attention to them. But for those of you who are regulars here, especially today, Baldur's Gate 3, there's a regular crowd that comes by for this playthrough and tries to support it. If you notice I'm not shouting out your contribution, please let me know. I want to definitely give you credit and attention and gratitude for your support of my content. This is my bread and butter, right? That's how I make my living, is your live stream contributions. And I don't want it to sound like I'm not grateful because I'm not shouting it out, you know. And before some people says, oh, why don't you have everything automated? Number one, I can't, okay? Basically, through nonsensical trolling years ago, this was like many years ago, you know, when people were basically doing,
Blah, 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 fucking more victim mode. My notifications are automated. So, get fucked, Phil.
A lot of nonsensical negative campaigns against me on the internet. Remember, years ago, I got kicked out of the Twitch partner program and stuff like that. They did the same thing everywhere. They did the same thing to Teespring, so I can't make shirts. They did the same thing to every service out there. And basically what it is, they made literally they made a package of toxic stuff that I said 14 years ago. You know, my original YouTube stuff from back in the day, where I would say things that could be considered today as either racist or bigoted or sexist, you know. And they took the worst of the worst and made a package of it and just sent it everywhere. Oh, this is the person that you have in your business right now. But it's over a decade old. I don't do that stuff anymore. I've learned, I've apologized for that behavior and mistakes in the past, right? But they act like that's what I did today.
Fine, we'll stop. What's in your mind?
What is this nonsense? Just because you said something in the past, it doesn't mean, even if you've changed your mind about it, that there's no consequences for it, Phil.
And I want to remind everyone again.
It was always a violation.
14 years ago.
Rule.
14 years ago, okay? Phil was 25 years old 14 years ago. He was not some dumb kid.
Yeah.
He was a fully grown man. So Phil to try and pretend
He thinks
that,
he was a dumb kid.
Well, he had the mentality of one for sure. He had the fucking behaviour of a dumb kid. You know what I mean? Phil is the fucking cockroach man-child who never grew up properly. He still needs a fucking
Don't do
mommy.
real too much.
He needs a mommy to fucking do his laundry and cook his meals for him and accompany him to the fucking shops in case he gets fucking lost in the fucking butter aisle. You know what I mean? He is still needing his handheld every time he plays a fucking game because he can't fucking do it all by himself. He lacks the fucking mental faculties to fucking comprehend how to do certain challenges. He
needs to be handheld through life. Why do you think 2017 was such a bad year for him?
Oh god, every year essentially was a bad year for him. Just some of them fucking stand out more than others. But anyway, Phil's so close to his fucking segment here. We're very close to getting to hear what Phil wants to talk about. So let's see what he's got to say about this whole Mike Klum documentary thing.
So all these businesses and services basically said, you can't use us anymore. So that's the thing, like, in regards to having automated pop-ups and automated tracking of things like tips and stuff, I can't even use it. I have to manually do it, which is fine, by the way. I'm okay with manually doing it because that ensures that I am giving credit where credit is due and every contribution gets shouted out. I'm not some ginormous streamer who's getting 5,000 contributions an hour and I can't shout them out, you know, with the level of that I have and the stature that I have. I'm totally good with manually shouting out every contribution that comes in, and in fact, I want to do it that way. So that's why there's no automation available with this kind of stuff. I just have to do it manually. Bookworm says, I still want, I did nothing wrong, coffee mug. You do realize, Bookworm, that's literally not what I just said, right? Like, I admitted I did stuff wrong in the past. I totally admit that. I 100%, I'm telling you, in my past, I did these things because the internet was very different. It was kind of the Wild West. Nobody cared. There was no crowd micromanaging and judging every word that you say. There was no cancel culture back then, and people wanted that kind of content. Literally, the audience on YouTube wanted that content. That's what they were looking for. That's how I originally got popular, because I was known as the irreverent guy who will just say anything.
Whoa, Phil. You've always claimed, though, to be raw and genuine, honest, and have always been the same the entire time you've been on YouTube. You've always claimed that you've been yourself, essentially, the whole entire time you have made content on YouTube. Are you now trying to retcon that you fucking put on some sort of act, some sort of character back in the fucking day? Not to try and milk that crowd, essentially. Shout out to Hate, the king of hate.
Without any checks, right? But now, today, I'm different. I've changed, I've matured, you know, but I fessed up to my mistakes of the past, and that's why I think it's unfair that I get judged in 2023, I guess now in 2024, for things I did 15 years ago, as if that's something I did yesterday. You know what I mean? A completely different guy. I don't do that stuff anymore. I've changed everything. There you go. Double M says, I saw your Revelations 1 playthrough. That was over a decade ago, right? It's filled with edgy teenage humor about girls' bodies. I'm glad you've changed. See? And that was constant. Like, I was known as the guy who always made these, like, cringe-worthy sexual references, and now I never do that. It's completely the opposite, right? There you go. Oh, no, Bookworm, I'm not saying... No, don't worry about that. No worries, all right? So there you go. Okay, so... Ah, my nose, hold on. Itchiness of the nose. We're gonna get to the topic at hand, but before we get to the topic at hand, all right, I just want to say
segment.
Thank you to everyone. I appreciate you all. We're gonna now get into the topic everyone's been wanting to hear. I believe Ponage says, why don't you do shout outs before we get to the topic? Literally, I have one tip so far. That's it. There's nothing really to shout out. So I think we will get into the topic now that everyone
Good day, bastard.
wants to hear about. All right, and then...
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I won't pause unless it's absolutely necessary. But when Phil finishes talking about everything he wants to talk about and moves on from it, then by all means we can have a good blather about it.
We'll get to shout-outs and Q&A after that, all right? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. Because the rumors have already hit the internet, there's already rumblings, there's already information out there. So I am here to basically clarify everything, to clear the air, and to let you know exactly what is going on, all right? Last year was a very drama-filled, nonsensical year for me. Against my will and against my wishes, correct? I think we can all agree. Last year, there was a lot of very negative talk about me on the internet, in some cases from really big YouTubers, right? Now, in some cases, being very transparent here, when I got criticized by Moist Critical, and he was like, dude, I can't believe he's saying the things he's saying on his streams to his viewers about income and stuff like that. It seems very, disrespectful. He doesn't seem like he has any gratitude. You can't say that kind of stuff. That resonated with me. It struck a chord, correct? And I agreed with him after watching myself back. This is from like the fall of 2022, okay? After watching myself back,
before you even spell, we were saying that for years. There were hundreds of detractors that were saying that for goddamn years, and Phil told us all to shut the fuck up. We didn't know what we were talking about. Phil only listened to Moist Critical, not because he fucking said the right fucking thing, but because he was big enough for Phil to fucking pay attention to him. Phil could not ignore somebody that prominent on YouTube saying that sort of fucking feedback, the same feedback that fucking detractors have had for so many years now. That Phil treats his audience like shit, not shit, and he fucking talks to him about his income and bills, and he shouldn't be doing that. How often?
Yeah, when Phil.
So, I mean, the Phil. Oh my god, I'm straight away. I'm fucking triggered.
Just a moment. When Phil sees somebody criticizing him who has clout, and it was the same with Asmund Gold, he will immediately try to suck up to them, and if they fall off in some way, just no.
Oh fuck me, man!
He just completely stops.
Who's the latest lot then? John Oliver?
John Oliver?
Of last week tonight? Is it last week tonight?
I have no idea.
What?
I'm not sure that most people get that reference.
Lost.
It's on US television. Basically, just investigative journalism, which goes into some weird angles at times.
Speaking of weird angles, Phil's hairline looking very weird today with an angle. But yeah, okay, let's just get back to Bingo.
Stuff. I was like, he's right. He's absolutely right. I sometimes get so full of emotion, whether it's fear, because of finances and stuff like that, or it could be many different things. Anger when I'm playing Street Fighters, all these things. Whenever I get full of emotion, I tend to just go off the cuff and say things that I probably should not publicly say, right? And I should be called out for it, rightfully. However, I felt that at that point, there were too many people who had only heard the negative and had no idea about the positive about me. Obviously, if I'm here after 15 years and I have a community who watches me every day, likes my content and supports it, I'm doing something right, all right? I wouldn't still be here if I wasn't doing something right. There's people who are here for a good, positive reason. And I felt like it wasn't fair because these big YouTubers who always name drop me never examined that half of it. They only examine the negative because that's what gets thrown in their face by the toxicity of YouTube. That's how YouTube works. Promote the toxic, push the negative forward, right? And so I said, if you're going to talk bad about me, why not interview me, correct? Like, why not just talk to me directly? Because I felt like if someone would just have a conversation with me, to see that I'm a real guy, I'm not just some asshole who you see the negative highlights of, but I'm actually just a real person, perhaps you'd think a little differently, all right? So I presented that to the internet, and basically, the only people who contacted me were drama brokers and people who were looking to boost their own presence on YouTube. It wasn't like a Moist Critical who reached out to me and said, yeah, let's do an interview. It was like, Review Tech USA, oh, let's do an interview. No, you already every day name drop me because you don't make your own content. You just make drama, and you name drop me for drama purposes. You have no content of your own. I'm not going to give you more free content. You're out of your mind, you see? I wanted to have a real conversation with someone, and it didn't happen, right? So then fast forward to March. And what happened was completely unrelated to anything in that realm of discussion, okay? Sidescrollers was a new podcast that was relaunching on the internet. It was a podcast that was run by Stuttering Craig, someone who in the past, over a decade ago, I had great dealings with. I would go to a convention as a guest when I was at the height of my YouTube popularity, and it was his convention. He had me there as a guest. Before then, I'd actually hung out with this guy at another convention, MagFest. I was a fan of their website 15 years ago, screwattack.com and stuff like that. So he had reached out to me and said, hey, I know we haven't talked in years, but we're looking for guests for our show. And I said, I'll be a guest, why not? And I saw their show, and their show was a variety show. Well, their show was a variety show where they would talk about games and news. Now it's not anymore. Now they've actually used my interview as a platform to change their show and get popularity, but we'll talk about that later. So basically, I say, I'll be a guest on your show, but then they completely changed the deal. The deal was originally, I'm just going to be a guest. We'll talk about a variety of topics. It'll be a fun show. Then it becomes, oh, well, what we want to do is we want to be the exclusive place for you to finally get that interview that you've always wanted. Well, I didn't really always want an interview. I only wanted the interview because people were talking so negatively about me, right? So I was promised that this was going to be a fair interview where I was going to be able to say my piece about all this stuff that people say about me over the years. And then after the interview, basically, I was going to get to be a guest on the show. That I needed to get through this interview first, but once I did, I could be a guest, and it would be just like everyone else who'd been on the show. At that point, for over a month, people have been guests on the show. No one else had to go through an interview, just me, okay? So I do this interview, okay? I get paid nothing for this interview, for the record. It's just me giving them over 5 hours of my time. Come to find out, was this a fair interview? No. All they had done was talk to all of my haters and detractors for like weeks. Got all of their negative side of the story. Literally never spoke to a single person about the positive side of things. All they did was research negative shit about me. And so they went into the interview with the mindset that they wanted to get me to confess to all these heinous things that I had done over the years.
Let him cook. Just let him cook.
Wow, that's a great way to approach an interview, isn't it?
Let him cook.
They lied and told everyone that the next day after the interview, they were going to have a decompression show where they play games, and then they were going to have a follow-up interview with me later. None of that happened. After the interview, instead, they did a hit piece on me. Basically, for a whole day, they just crapped on me and made all negative references and took in a ton of money, thousands of dollars they received from my detractors and haters. Not only that day, but they continued to milk this for weeks on end and months. It was months later. Stuttering Craig was trying to get me on the show or get onto my content. He wanted to play Street Fighter 6 with me. This guy would not stop. Basically, he saw me as a big cash cow and he wanted to keep riding those coattails. Now, since that show, all right, they have basically gotten some notoriety in the conservative political community, which is hilarious because when they started the show, they always said there was not going to be about politics. Now the only attention they get is when they talk about politics, and they've turned it into a right-wing political show. That's their show now. All bolstered by when I was on it. And by the way, my interview continues to be the most watched thing they've ever done.
So what Phil is trying to insinuate here, I'm sorry for pausing, but this is on my mind. Phil's appearance on Sidescrollers made the show transition to right-wing politics. It's almost like Phil is the embodiment of a particular right-wing individual in YouTube form.
The funny part about it is the interview never actually did anything in the realm of what I wanted. The whole point of the interview that I wanted to do was that people who don't know about me can watch the interview, learn, and then there's no questions anymore about that stuff. In the end, all that interview ever did was it went around my detractor circles. That's it. It didn't actually hit mainstream. No one really cared about that interview outside of the detractors. So it didn't really get to serve the purpose, but I'll say this, at the very least, basically all the bullshit about those negative things, those questions, those accusations, the conspiracies, it all went away. If you don't notice, no one really comes on my stream and talks about it anymore because I've already said my piece and I'm not wasting time anymore with that shit. I'm done with it. I told you guys, I'm done with those topics. We're done with it, right?
We're not done with it, Phil. We're not done by a long shot. WWE Champions is still a very big thing.
After that, I made it my philosophy to stay out of drama. And I said, I'm not going to be doing any interviews. I'm not going to be doing any kind of anything with anyone. Even though people did reach out to me, oh, I want to interview Phil and this or that. Even what's his name, Mudahar or whatever, he reached out to me. Oh, I'm going to pay you $5,000 for an interview. And I said, I don't want your money. I'll do an interview, but we're not talking about this drama. I've already addressed it. All the conspiracies are just that. I'm not wasting my time. If you want to have an intelligent discussion about interesting topics, I'll do it. The moment you bring up drama, I'm gone. And then he ghosted me and never contacted me ever again. Because all these people want is drama. They don't actually want to talk about facts like fucking mature adults. All they want is milk drama so they can make money on YouTube. They're all fucking greedy. So anyway, I stayed out of it. Completely, 100%. And I didn't address any more of this bullshit for the rest of 2023, and things went smoothly. However, there were still people who tried to pull me in, right? These idiots trying to get me to go on a fucking podcast that I was never involved in whatsoever.
There's our first bingo of the game today because Phil said idiots.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
We continue.
And they lied about that and tried to make shit up and talking shit about me. People making documentaries about me, right? Which is hilarious. The whole term documentary is hilarious because if all you do is research shit that's already on the internet and you regurgitate it into a 2-hour video and all you do is add a little bit of commentary, that's not a documentary. Everyone else did work for you. All you did was regurgitate the toxicity and the conspiracy. You added really nothing besides a little bit of commentary on top. That's not a documentary. It doesn't even add anything. All it does is kind of summarize all the negative shit people have said. So with all that going on, right? People come, oh, will you do an interview with the guy who did the documentary and this or that? And ultimately I said, no, I'm not doing any of that, right? I'm staying out. And the funny part is, someone actually asked me a question last year and it resonated with me. They said, you know, Phil, all these people on the internet are constantly talking negatively about you. Any of these people, do they ever actually like reach out to you to talk to you, right? Did they ever go to you for information or to get your side of the story or whatever? And I answered very honestly, no. Not once. In all this time, 15 years I've been on YouTube and all the negative videos and the documentaries and everything done, not once has anyone ever made a legit effort to get my actual side of anything. Instead,
That's kind of bullshit. I mean, I've emailed Phil before, trying to fucking. I mean, put it this way, Phil never responded to my email, but he semi-addressed it on a stream one time without naming me, because I was trying to say, Phil, hey, why don't you show off old bank statement information, like segments of it, to prove they don't correspond with the bank leak data. You know, this fucking tips tracker here with the fucking bank leaks and all this shit here. I've said to Phil, why don't you fucking release like a bank statement or something with some redacted data from the same time period at some point in time from the bank leaks to prove that these are fucking fake. Phil tries to claim this is fake. All this information you see on the screen, Phil is trying to fucking claim this information has all been fabricated and made up. And I remember emailing Phil, telling him, hey, why don't you just get a copy of all your old bank statements, which are not relevant today. A 3-year-old bank statement would not be relevant today. Obviously, because how could a 3-year-old bank statement hurt you financially today, Phil? If, you know, things and bills have changed since then and all that shit. And if this is all fake anyway, you know, you could redact certain fucking, like, names or whatever, I don't know, or whatever, you know, Phil. He mocked that idea. He thought it would have been, you know, it would have been very harmful to him to use this very old, outdated information that he could redact some of to try and not show what he's fucking, you know, I don't know. It's just bizarre to me. I thought it was a solid idea. Old information, use that, Phil, to debunk the fucking bank leaks. But there you go. See, so people have tried to go to Phil before to try and get some information and, you know, ask him straight up, you know, answers to these questions. Phil, are you using WWE Champions as a fucking, you know, business tax write-off? No response. Phil will blank those fucking questions. If he has evidence to fucking debunk that, he's hiding that evidence.
it's always we believe all the toxic shit and just report the toxic shit and that's it. Even the Sidescrollers interview, which at first seemed like it was going to be neutral, was revealed to be an actual attempt to get me to basically fess up to shit I didn't do for their own purposes. They wanted to be the group to, oh my god, look, we did it. We got Darkside Phil to spill the beans on everything and now we can be notable because of it, and it didn't work. Because it's not, the shit they were trying to get me to do wasn't true to begin with, so obviously it never was going to work. These people were fucked up, alright? So basically, I stayed out of all of this all year. But, alright, always in the back of my head, I'm always wondering, and I've told you guys this too, I don't think anyone's ever going to give me a fair shake on the internet. I just don't believe it. It seems like everyone is out for the drama. Everyone's out for personal gain. What's better? To completely spin something in a way that makes me look horrible for clickbait views that will benefit you, or to actually show me in a fair light. I'm not even saying show me in a positive light. I'm saying show me in a fair light, to actually have another side of the story, to see what it's actually like from my perspective, to go through this, to live through all of this slander and nonsense that's happened to me for all these years, to just be a guy trying to get by with my community and having a good time and ignoring all the bullshit, and then having to hear that constantly this stuff is going on outside, right? So basically, all right, I got contacted by someone who is a neutral party, someone who does not stand to benefit by actually portraying me in an incredibly negative way, because it basically, let me put it this way. If you're someone who wants to actually make real content, if you're not someone who's a drama hound, if you're not someone who is again, a Keemstar, a review tech, someone who all of your content is based on making someone look bad, correct? If you're someone who actually wants to make legit content, then you actually have to be fair. Because the moment that you're not, who else would ever want to work with you again, right? If you portray someone in an unfair way that makes them look awful, then no one else is ever going to want to work with you either. You understand? It has to be some way where you're actually being fair to the subject matter. All right? So, basically, I was contacted by Mike Klum, who recently did a documentary on Boogie. And before everyone freaks out about this, because I know a lot of people saw the Boogie documentary and were like, wow, that documentary was not positive. That documentary was very negative. It shows all the weaknesses of Boogie, all his shortcomings, the fact that he basically pissed his life away, all his money away, that he's a toxic guy who falls into drama and he has all these issues. You're right. But that's what they wanted to do with that documentary, you understand? That's actually what they wanted to portray in that documentary. That was the whole point. To show that side of his life, which I guess they felt had never been really revealed before. That's exactly what they were going for, okay? I was contacted by Mike, and he says, basically, this is fascinating. There's people out there who want to see a documentary about you, but he didn't know that much about me, okay? So, by the way, and just for the record, this was months ago. This was not yesterday. This was months ago, okay, where we actually began talking behind the scenes about stuff like this. And basically, through a series of conversations, okay, that I had with this guy, as I explained my story to him, he was basically like, so this is completely different from Boogie. Yeah, it's not even close. My life is nothing like his. I'm not in the situation he's in. You know, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, other people can disagree. I feel like in my position is a much better position than his. You know what I mean? Like him, he's in horrible health. Financially, he's distraught. He can't make ends meet. He's desperate, which is why he's on things like this lolcow show where he's getting on his hands and knees and being mistreated by Keemstar to make money. He's in a real desperate way, right? That's very much not the case, okay? With me, I have a successful business. I enjoy coming to stream with you guys every day. I love what I do for a living. I'm making it happen, right? I'm getting out of a horrible financial position in my life, which happened already, and I'm climbing out of it. It's slow progress, but it's definitely progress, right? My story is basically that even though I've made all of these improvements over the years, and I am not representative of what people make me out to be anymore. Maybe one day, 10, 15 years ago, I was really bad. I was obstinate, I was stubborn, I was stupid, I said and did awful things, right? And I got away with it, basically. And now here we are 15 years later, and I'm still able to run a business, albeit a much smaller scale business than what I used to do. But I'm still popular, I still have a fan base, and people still talk about me, right? The problem is constant misrepresentation. And you might say, well, I don't get it because you already have addressed everything. You're right. I have addressed all of the bullshit and nonsense out there. However, I addressed it here, right? And no one listens to me when I say it on my own content. No one. This is me talking to my audience who already, it's like, what do they call it? You're preaching to the choir. You guys already know the deal, right? The fact is, most people don't. There's no central place you can go on the internet for the story of Darkside Phil. It's this detractor content, this documentary that's way outdated and has outdated information, this documentary that just regurgitates the detractor conspiracy theories. There's literally nowhere you can go to say, I want to learn about Darkside Phil. Why does everyone talk about this guy? I don't get it. And get an actual answer that's fair and makes sense. Okay? And so, after having talked to Mike, all right, the idea that we came up with was to do a documentary that's going to, for the first time ever, and I'm going to say this, likely for the last time ever, cover my actual real story. Me growing up, what it was like, right? How I got into games, you know? What it was like when I was a kid, asked my parents, you know, what was it like raising Phil and stuff like that, right? Going through the arcade days, going through the Street Fighter days, growing up in arcades, and how it became this kind of, how do they say, almost fraternity culture. And shit talking was encouraged, right? And how that carried into my competitive Street Fighter career in the 2000s and how it became an innate part of who I was for a very long time. How eventually, after having a back injury and deciding to quit competitive Street Fighter, how that turned into a job becoming a YouTuber, right? And how I somehow got this popularity doing content on YouTube that not very many people were doing, right? The improv commentary style, and basically making it popular.
I'm counting that improv commentary style.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
I am so tempted to rant, but he's still going. I want to let him cook.
Right? I was the innovator of the video game playthrough back in the day. I was. But most
No, you weren't. Slow beef was.
people won't give me credit for that because they wanted, oh, it was this person or this person. I was the person who made it mainstream popular on YouTube. And then
No, you weren't.
everyone else decided to run with it and change it up and do it differently. But I was the guy who made that improv commentary style popular. All right? Then after that, you know, the entire story of how I became popular for a 2 or 3 year period. I was one of the top YouTubers, but then how this is how you don't play soured public opinion against me, how it turned the crowd against me, and how that affected me, how these groups of detractors formed online social communities around hating on me, and how it changed everything, how they staged attacks against me to ruin the business, and how I went on a big decline as a result of stagnation and bad choices on my part, but just as much their actions as well. And basically doing all of that in a way that, number one, covers facts, but also is entertaining. Because ultimately, the last thing you want to do is have a documentary about someone that's boring, okay? That Boogie documentary is sad. I don't want to make a documentary about me that's sad. What's the point? I don't want people crying and having a sob story about Darkside Phil. My life is not a sob story. It's interesting. People have said, would you ever write an autobiography or whatever? Maybe one day I would, but I never really thought about that. And then when I start talking to Mike, he's like, no, your story is interesting. The more I hear, the more I'm hooked. I want to hear more things about you. You know, about how this journey happened or whatever. This is not a crying situation about how awful things are. My life is not awful, right? But it stands to reason that to actually have a fair documentary about me that covers everything, my whole history, not just the bullshit conspiracies and negative shit about me. Not to say that stuff won't be in it, but to cover everything fairly and, again, in an entertaining manner. That's really the key here, is to make something that you guys want to watch. That's not just for my haters, It's not just for my fans. It's actually for an outsider as well. Someone who's never heard of me, but you say, I hear the name Darkside Phil every once in a while. I wonder about this guy. What about, can I learn about him? This is the documentary you're going to watch. This hour or 2 hours, however long it ends up being. This is going to be your go-to piece of content to watch. All right? And you're going to watch it and say, okay, there you go. That's what he's about. And then you can judge for yourself. Hey, maybe you want to come by.
Thank you very much to ILF for the super chat. It says, watch his dash, simply comments, yeah, he's a failure. Yeah, getting like a Dave Burnell's opinion. He'll just start talking about the fish he caught and all that jazz. Yeah, it's gonna be, Dave Burnell's input is gonna be fucking quite fascinating, to say the least.
Hey, there you go. That's what he's about. And then you can judge for yourself. Hey, maybe you want to come by and check out my content based on the documentary, or maybe you're zero interest and you'll never check me out, and that's okay too, right? But at the very least, this is really, it seems to me, okay, that this is the only chance that I really have to have a neutral party be involved in making something that actually is fair. That Sidescrollers interview was a complete attempt at getting me to look bad and getting me to confess to shit I didn't do. There was no point to doing it, but I didn't know that at the time. I was promised all these things, and it was all lies, all bullshit, right? The whole thing was basically a front for them to propel themselves to popularity, which, yeah, that really worked. But still, you get it, like, something like this is different. And that's what I mean, like, what you guys don't understand, because I know some people are reacting negatively to it, and fair enough, and I understand why. Here's why.
Because it makes you a very big hypocrite?
I've never gotten a fair shake before. Never. You're right. Every single person has screwed me over. Whoever tried, tried to do something, right? So that's the point. Now, here's the thing. Does this mean that there's no one going to be involved negatively? Of course not. They're going to be in there. Everyone's going to be in this thing. I mean it. Everyone who's is going to be in this damn thing. It's going to be entertaining for that very reason. But here's the thing. I get to respond to all the bullshit, right? When you get one of these talking head idiots on there saying something about me, I get to talk back. It's not just them yelling at their audience and their audience saying, hey, yeah. Instead, I actually finally get to respond to their bullshit. You see? And that's the point, is that this is my format to finally do it. I can respond to them. But if I respond to them here, no one hears it. If I respond to them in the documentary, now that same audience that just heard the toxicity gets to hear my response to it. You see? And again, I want you to understand something. This is not going to be ultra serious at all times. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a project that is going to have a lot of content in it, the kind of which you've not seen from me. Okay? It's not just going to be me sitting here on my chair doing games and talking to you. What's the point? If literally the whole documentary was a bunch of shit about me and me just sitting here saying, well, here's the truth about that, here's the truth about that, that's boring. No one cares about that, right? So, that's going to be the difference here, all right? And my goal is that when this thing comes out, okay? When this thing comes out, I want it to be the final go-to source for people to learn about me and my story, and that's that. Because I don't want to hear any more bullshit from these people. Not to say that
Phil said goal, we'll take off goal. There we go.
5 in a row, that's concerning. They're not going to continue, because they will. It will always continue. We know this, that these people are so desperate for content. When you have no talent, you have to milk others for content, correct? Because you have nothing to make for yourself, so you have to milk the world around you for content in a toxic way. They're never going to go away. But at the very least, once this story is out, it's done for me, and I can actually move on positively and say, you want answers about anything of my past or anything, go watch the Mike Klum documentary and leave me alone, because I'm moving forward with my audience here, right? Will anything positive come out of it? I don't know. We'll see. But the thing is, there's so much toxicity and negativity about me on the internet, I don't think it could hurt, right? Really, honestly, you guys are not going anywhere. You guys are here every day. You understand me and who I am and the content I put out. My core audience is going to be with me no matter what. You know the truth. I've already told the stories, right? You're going to get, even you guys are going to get some good stuff out of this documentary. Trust me, there's going to be funny scenes. There's going to be information you've never heard before. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be interesting stuff, all right? And again, I totally understand, because there's people in the chat right now who are like, I don't trust it. I think it's, I hear you. I understand, because we have, again, we as a community, and I've said this before, it's not just about me. It's about us, right? Everything that I do has an impact on everyone around me, and I know that. So when I did that Sidescrollers interview, it wasn't just a shitty situation for me. It was a shitty situation for the community for like 2-3 months, right? And I hear you on that. This is very different from everything that I'm involved with. It's professional, right? I've got, there's agreements in place. You know what I mean? Like, this is on the up and up. going to be something that's going to be fun and fair. I'm not saying this, by the way, by no means whatsoever is this kind of a kiss my ass thing either. I want you to understand that. That's not the point. It's not supposed to be a documentary where Phil just looks good constantly. I'm a flawed human. I've made many mistakes over the years, you know, being a YouTuber way before then as well, and I've fessed up to them. The thing is, no one hears that. No one hears that Phil admitted he did something wrong. Instead, it's just, he's this pig-headed guy who says that he's the best guy ever, right? That's not the case, but no one hears the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So, I don't think you need to worry as much as you do, especially because, as I said, I'm in a situation here where it's very different from everything else. It's not, oh, it's just an interview, it's just this or that. This is a situation where it's going to be done in a very professional way, all right? And it's going to actually give my side. It's going to give exclusive information and stuff that you haven't heard. It's going to be very different. Let's put it that way, all right? And by the way, because I know some people are really worried about this, it's something that's not happening right away. This is something that is going to take months and months to put together. Something of this scale and magnitude. You know, this is basically kind of a Netflix level hour-long documentary about me, and it's going to take a lot of time. There's going to be filming. There's going to be all kinds of things that's going to happen. So to be transparent with all of you, yes, this is going to affect me this year. There's going to be filming around here. There's going to be filming in studios. You know what I said? It's going to be a high-level thing. This is not fucking around and just doing a few video clips edited together like all the other documentaries about me. This is actually a real product. You understand?
Can you imagine if Keemstar hired Mike Klum to do this for him?
So coming up, and I don't have all the information yet. I will let you know. Okay. Basically, this is going to be a situation where I have to take a little bit of time away from streaming. Some of my streams will be affected. Obviously, they're going to want to film me at work to see me at what I'm doing to put that into the documentary, right?
We can see it right now, Phil. You do fuck all.
There's going to be a few days where I'm not going to be able to stream because I'm going to have to go film a bunch of stuff, right, in a studio or other places or whatever. So when I know all about that stuff, all right, I'm going to let you guys know what's going on. So you'll know, okay, this week, guys, 2 days, I'm not going to be here on stream because I'm going to be off filming. And then I'll be back, right? And also, I just want to let you guys know, I can't be spoiling this thing constantly because people are going to constantly be bombarding me with questions. So what's going to be in it? And what's going to be this? And what's going to be that? And what, you know what I mean? You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be spoiling the whole dang thing. I know a lot of people want that. I'm not going to spoil the whole, what's the point of it if I tell you everything we're doing in it, right? So if from time to time, as I'm working on it over the course of 2024, there's some stuff that I want to share with you. Maybe there's a behind the scenes clip or video that I want to share, or a picture or something to show you, hey, we're working together and here's, you know, you know what I'm saying? Then we should absolutely do that to share, but it's not going to be spoiling the entirety of the whole thing. There's a ton of things in here you're not going to hear about at all till it comes out. It's going to be 100% under wraps, exciting stuff you're only going to see in this documentary. Again, the whole point is to get everyone who wants to learn about me to watch this thing. I think it's going to be fascinating to see my story and then to see how people have reacted to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all these people on the internet who crap on Phil, right? But for what? Right? It's fascinating. And also, one of the things I want to get out of it, I can't wait to hear how I want to hear people's take on like what they think I do wrong and how I can actually improve. Because that's the funny part, is everyone always wants to constantly crap on you, but no one actually wants to help you.
Well, I mean, how many fucking times can we just tell you to stop being an arsehole? You fucking, you know, someone in your chat says something which fucking slightly irritates you. You call them a fucking brain dead fucking moron. You fucking ban them. You fucking time out. You tell them they don't know what they're fucking talking about. You pretend you fucking know better than they do. Your immediate fucking go-to gut reaction is to be an absolute fucking dick towards that fucking person, rather than acknowledge what they fucking say as potentially being true and you potentially being wrong about a situation.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing everything wrong. Okay, so what should I be doing that would be right? Be just like you? Maybe I don't want to be you, right? Not everyone wants to be exactly the same. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things out of this, right? There is, absolutely. So basically, there's going to be tons of different stuff in this thing. Tons, all right? And as I said, I'll let you know when I have more information, okay? I don't have all the information right now. You know, we have to, we basically have to get to the point where things are hashed out dates-wise, so I can tell you. I can tell you right now, it won't even be soon. Like, it'll probably, at the earliest, a couple of months before we even start work on this thing when it comes to, like, filming and in-person stuff. So it's not like, oh, well, you just gave us a schedule for the month and now everything's different. No. This is not gonna, this probably won't even be until, you know, maybe some work in March, April, and then probably some more. And from what I'm understanding time frame wise, this is something that's going to come out much later in the year. This is not something that's, again, this is a professional level thing. This is not something rushed out in a month and it's just edited clips. That's not the intention, okay? So this is a big endeavor. You know, I told you guys I have a lot of things in process for 2024. DSP Throwback is one of them, and that's the one that's coming the soonest. This documentary about me is another one, and that's coming later, much later in the year. Like I would, you know, maybe summer, maybe fall. I don't know. It depends on a lot of factors. There's a lot of stuff involved, you know, schedule-wise and everything. So we'll have to see. But just so you know, it's coming. And when more stuff is available to talk about, specifics and stuff that we're ready to talk about, I'm sure Mike and I will tell everybody, okay? So you can ask me questions, but chances are I'm not going to answer a lot of these questions until specifics are hashed out and we're ready to talk about it. Because I feel like a lot of the times people want to just get everything in early. I'm not going to tell you everything early, right? But just to make this perfectly clear, this is not the Boogie documentary at all. This is not the intention of the Boogie documentary. That whole documentary had a different vibe and a different take to it, and that's where basically Boogie and Mike wanted to go with that, and this is completely different. I made it very clear up front. I'm not Boogie. I'm not some sad story where we're going to be talking about how awful my fucking life is and everything. I don't want a sob story documentary. There's no sob story. My life is good. I have a good life every day. I have a great time with my audience. We all have a bunch of fun. You know, all the idiots outside of my streams are the ones who are miserable, have to talk shit all day, not me. I have a great time with my life. So, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing in this that's going to be, oh my God. Not to say that we're not going to touch upon serious stuff from my past. You guys know about my history. You know about all the problems and trials and tribulations I've been through, business-wise and personal. You know, I've told you all these stories before, but again, this is going to be the focused place where I talk about it, right? All at once. And if you want to know anything about Dark Side Phil, this is where you go for it. And like I said, my intention is that this is it. Once this is done, this is a lot of time and effort and work going into this thing. This is going to be time away from my work, time away from streams for you guys. Once this is done, that is that. You know what I'm saying? That is that. It's done. It's, you know, I'm not doing another one of these damn things unless like aliens land and I have a story of how I went when I fought the aliens or something. You know what I mean? Like something wild. This is my story to be told. And after this, I just want to continue to do what I love for a living and not have to bother with this shit anymore. You know? But I feel like this is my fair chance to have a fun, informative, interesting documentary be made about me, rather than it just be hit piece, hit piece, hit piece, hit piece, or even worse than that. You wanna know what's worse than a hit piece? Because here's the thing, with a hit piece, all right, you can tell when it's a hit piece, right? When you watch someone who really doesn't like someone and they're making negative content, you can tell this is a hit piece, and you're not gonna have normal people watch a hit piece. The only people who watch that stuff are people who actually don't like the person already, and they just kind of want to laugh at piling on, right? There's tons of people out there who don't like me. Their entire existence on the internet is anti-Phil. What's worse than a hit piece is someone who presents themselves as if they're a neutral party and doing it fairly, but literally all they do is regurgitate the conspiracy and toxicity that the hit piece people did. But they'll, oh, you see, well, this is what everyone says about them. Yeah, but all you did was regurgitate the bad. Did you actually say anything good? Did you talk to a single person about good stuff about me? Or did you only just literally regurgitate the same boring shit that everyone said for the last 10 years? So why'd you even make your fucking video besides circle jerking yourselves into those communities for more milking of money?
Well, who can we fucking talk to? Who can we fucking ask in your fucking community to fucking talk to about you and why they fucking like you? You're fucking Kevin Styles on fucking Twitter, who actually still believes you don't play WWE Champions, despite you admitting you play WWE Champions. For fuck's sake, Phil, your fans are fucking degenerates and denheads who don't fucking understand the arse from their fucking elbow.
Because the funny part is they say lol cows, right? But the thing is, when as much as they say they're milking someone for content, you want to know who they're really milking? The detractors. Every moment that one of those people make one of those documentaries, all they're doing is milking the detractors for their views and money. Because my fans don't care. I don't care. I don't even watch it. It's them that they're milking, not me. Yeah, sure, it's about me, but you literally didn't even say anything new. All you did was regurgitate the toxic shit, and you milk them for money and views, not me. It doesn't come from me. You know what I'm saying? So in this case, yes, this documentary will absolutely address some of the conspiracies and toxic things that are said about me. 100%, those will be addressed. But at the same time, there's going to be the more fair human aspect to it, addressing me as a person, my history, what I stand for, what kind of content I put out today versus what everyone claims I put out 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be very, very different, all right? So, like I said, I will have way more information about this as it develops. Right now, it's too early to give you any specifics, nor would I really want to give you specifics, because that would give away too much, you know? And I'm going to have meetings with Mike where we're going to plan and discuss things, and then we're going to have filming sessions and stuff, and I'm going to keep you all in the loop on that so you know what to expect with all of that, because I want you to know when I'm going to be here, when I'm not going to be here, you know, what's going on, okay? And like I said, there will absolutely be stuff that will likely be shared with you over the course of the year. Whether it's I could put out an exclusive clip on the channel as a preview of something that will be in this project and to get you guys hyped up for. Because again, it's not just for people who don't like me. It's not just for people who like me. This is for everyone. This is supposed to be a video you can watch, and you will learn all kinds of stuff about me if you just heard the name Darkside Phil. Maybe you only saw one clip of me ever and you want to hear my story. That's what the point of this documentary is, you see? So there you go. So now the beans have been spilled to the point where at least you have a general understanding of what this is going to be, all right? And again, the funny part about this is when people say stuff like, well, you know, I think that Mike is going to try to screw you. How? Like, why would he do that? Because if he does, who else would ever work with this guy ever again? Right? If Mike becomes known as the guy who screws people when he makes a documentary about them, well, who would ever want to work with Mike ever again? Do you think he's doing it for a one-off video and he's running and never making content ever again? That doesn't make any sense. He wants to make good content that everyone's happy, right? That's the point. So there you go, okay? All right, so anyway, that's that. Now, I have a few quick shout-outs to do.
Okay. He has finished talking about the big announcement. We have got through...
Everybody unmute.
We have got through the big, massive announcement. And so, thoughts, everyone, what do we think? We've got Kulimp.
You could start.
Yeah, I went and dragged Kulimp on the call as well, but in case he wants to give his take, and I know Prophet, maybe he could hop back on as well. I think he's working today, so maybe hard from time to time, but yeah, he'll probably be back on again at some point as well to rant. But my...
Oh, here he is.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
This is literally going to be Sidescrollers again. Like,
Probably.
all of this stuff, all these quote-unquote conspiracies, they asked him about. He knew that they were going to ask him about them.
Exactly. And remember, Phil...
Because it went from, hey, we're just... It went from, hey, we're just going to have you on the podcast, you're going to be a guest, we're going to have a lot of fun. They announce it, they're like, are you sure you want to work with him? And he agreed to a fucking interview. All of this is on Billy Child. He agreed to do an interview. It lasted 5 hours because he kept his ass in the chair.
That's a good point
And
by
every time-
though. Right? This is not live though. That live interview also anything could have fucking happened, and it kind of fucking did. And Spire that way, Keemstar popped on randomly to fucking hop on. This isn't about
What
a
I
live
want to
interview.
know-
This is going to be, you know, highly tailored, highly edited. There is going to be no shock thing for Phil to get caught off guard with. So that's a very good point, and that difference as to why it will be different sort of from Sidescrollers. It's not some big live thing. This is very highly edited, and you can pick what goes in it.
What
But
I
he
want
knew
to know...
he knew a month in
is-
advance about the Sidescrollers.
Mm.
That's the whole fucking thing I wanted to rant about. He knew all of the things that the detractors say. He knows about WWE champions, he knows about the bank leaks, he knows about, and I don't believe for a moment he doesn't know about team divorce shit. He knew all of this stuff was in this vortex, what we call the vortex. How can he not go in prepared for it?
The
He
timeline
has
is
no
all
answer.
fucked up. Is Phil's timeline for all the events that he just went over is all over the place.
Big
Like,
time.
looking at Moist Critical, like when Phil mentioned Moist Critical, to Phil he hadn't come up with the interview yet, but that happened. Moist Critical happened the day after the Scorned incident happened from this gameplay,
Exactly.
when Phil lost his fucking mind and chastised everybody for not giving him money for staying late.
Exactly. And then
That
a few
happened the
weeks
day
later,
after.
Yeah, and then a few weeks after that, can you remember? Because D-Dog brought us up as well in the chat. Remember the whole idea of an interview to begin with? It came to Phil in a dream. Phil's
In a
like,
dream,
in
yeah.
a dream. And he's like, how about you have an interview to try and get around all these nasty things, all these big, massive internet, popular people are saying about you. So yeah, Phil wanted to interview in the first place. It was Phil's desire to fucking do an interview to try and fucking get around all the nasty, toxic fucking things being said about him. And then when the Sidescrollers finally did do an interview with him, Bill had his decompression session afterwards. Now he's saying it was a fucking hit piece. Now he's saying it was attacked and interrogated. But at the time, Phil thought the promise of a fucking reappearance on Sidescrollers was still up for grabs, so Phil was afraid to say what he really thought. Either that or he's just fucking changing history because of what happened the following day with Sidescrollers. But Phil, at the time, after that interview with Sidescrollers, went on his own fucking stream to have a decompression session himself, and he told his audience, guys, it's a perfectly fair interview. I was expecting that kind of interview, and it's over and done with. But it went perfectly well. There was nothing wrong with the interview. Now he's fucking saying something different. But
This
it
is
shows
always
you,
going to be bad.
But it shows you without a shadow of fucking doubt for anyone's fucking mind that Phil only says what he fucking has to say to try and keep people on his good side. He could have, if he was raw and genuine, honest, like he fucking tries to portray himself to be, he would have fucking said at the time, yeah, that was a fucking brutal fucking interview, they really fucking let me have it. But because he thought he was going to go back on that fucking show, you know, and have some sort of fucking, you know, random, you know, multiple guest appearances or whatever, he didn't want to fucking say what he really fucking thought. He was, he put a mask on in front of his own fucking audience.
And so many of the answers were trust me, bro.
Yeah.
So $5,000. Where'd that $5,000 come from? I don't really know. You have to trust me that the judge did his job.
If
I have a list of all the stuff that I spend money on a monthly basis. Yeah, you sound like
You can't
every
see it.
other person on the fucking planet who's an adult who has bills. The only reason I don't have a mortgage is because I have a terrific mother-in-law who basically bought our house outright.
Damn.
We're supposed to pay her back, but she's never asked for the money.
Give me her
I'm
number.
balls to the wall
Goodness.
lucky like that.
I rented.
this is turning into a party.
I'm
I'm lucky like
call.
that.
We have Otto Insane in the call as well, who's going to get, and D-Dog has joined the call as well. So to keep everyone straight, we have Dashi, D-Dog, Chulimp, Meester, Otto Insane, and Prophet all ready to have their say, in case people are wondering who's who. So
Let me-
good luck getting the word in, guys.
Go for it.
Allow me to make a wager. If this documentary, is entirely impartial and Mike takes both sides of the story in, even if DSP has everything he wants to say prepared, the documentary will probably still come out making him look bad in some
There's
aspects.
going to be
So by the time
definitely
it's
gonna be
out,
parts, so yeah.
I'm gonna make the bet that once it comes out, after a bit, he's gonna be annoyed at it like he is with Sidescrollers. Because first he was saying Sidescrollers was completely fair,
Well, yeah, but
and
he had
then
to say that,
now
yeah.
he's not.
But he had to say it to try and keep side scores, even though probably on inside he felt it was true that we were fucking unfair on him, because he thought he was going to get a chance to go back on and have multiple appearances on this very popular show, you know what I mean, that he fucking grew up, you know. He liked them, remember, still, and he thought he was going to get back on. But so that's why he
He's
couldn't be
still
honest with the
cucking
audience.
for them, even if he doesn't like them.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. At the time, though, Phil claimed it was a fair interview, but he wasn't being honest with his audience with that, because now he's retconned that. But at that time when he said that, he had something to gain from that. He had a chance to go back on that show as a normal guest and have a fun time and all that shit. And he shoot
Same
the shit
goes
with
with Mike, though, doesn't it? Like,
when Mike. So
I don't want to know what's on the line. Like, I'm gonna imagine that Mike is gonna pay him a little bit.
I imagine it has to have come up because Phil is literally taking time off from his own work and business to do these interviews and sessions and segments and all that shit. This is a big
So if he
project
has-
that Phil's
the one
If he has a
thing
hardcore,
So
Take it
the
away.
one thing that I was going to say about that is that he's alluded several times during this stream to there being a legal agreement over this.
There may be some NDA or something, so you can't reveal too much or something, because you know there's definitely work going on. They've had like months of groundwork and calls apparently to try and get it all ironed out, and I imagine there might be something to try and prevent too many spoilers and all that shit. I don't know.
Well, the one thing I will say that ties into he's used the phrase on his days off an awful lot recently of talking to his lawyer.
Yeah, it could be to do with that. Yeah. Here's so okay. What can we expect from this? Okay, obviously Phil is. It looks like Phil is
yes,
going
people
to.
turn on him.
Yeah, so obviously Mike is going to fucking relay all of these questions from, I imagine, people like Jaha and Vikant and
Me.
and whoever else, and Phil get a chance to respond to these allegations. I guess, you know what I mean, some of these questions, and not even allegations, but just some of these comments.
It's them Sidescrollers.
Yeah, but he'll get to do it. He'll get to do it without fear of rebuttal. Like, if somebody will ask something, Phil can say his answer, but no, Hazel, nobody will be able to respond to Phil's answers Phil can respond to
There'll
other
be no
people's answers.
confrontation.
Exactly. That lack of confrontational, unless Mike really does his homework and is clued up about some things in particular, which could be possible. Mike does seem to be trying his best to look into several different people, and he wants to know certain information. If he can retain some of the more pertinent points, and he's able to actually challenge Phil on some of the things he says, and he knows Phil has misstepped. I mean, it's basically, this boils down to whether Mike will do his due diligence or not, into whether he does his research.
Well, he probably won't. Like, I don't think Mike's not going to take the stance of a detractor or
We're
a.
not asking him to.
Okay.
We don't want him to
Like,
either. I
yeah,
just want him to make sure he's
we're
informed.
not exactly.
I just want him to be
Now,
informed as all.
my issue with it, like for me, like, I know everybody chimes in about WWE champions. I really don't give a shit anymore about WWE champions because, like, we know it's real, right? Like, he dances around it. He doesn't want to show any evidence. Yeah, Phil, it's yours,
But it
right?
filters into different subjects. So, I mean, the WWE champions, you can argue, is responsible for the bankruptcy fraud, which is also an allegation.
like,
but I'm saying
yeah,
one ties into the other.
But like,
But I think
with Phil's spending, like, we know Phil's spending he has a spending issue, right? Phil cannot manage his money, even though being a finance major. We know he cannot manage his money.
Yeah.
And with WWE champions, it's like, yeah, I laugh at it all the time, but at the same time, it's like, to me, I just don't care anymore about WWE champions. For me,
I feel you.
Phil's personal life is way more interesting, like how everything is completely fucked up in that condo, how him and Kat live, how he's so paranoid, how he is just so dented, how he scams people. That's more interesting to me than WWE champions.
And that is one of the things as well.
Well,
I
I
quite
think-
interesting.
yeah.
Okay, like, sorry, him alluding to.
No, I was going to say, yeah. Well, all I was going to say was it basically 2 words, Tiger King, right? Back last year, Keemstar said he was going to talk to Phil's family and friends and what have you and get the stuff. Klume's advertising's been around for over a year. I say it's 5D chess. Keemstar's been back in this thing the whole entire time, and Phil's just walked into it.
I did mention that in the stream. It would be funny
Yeah.
if Keemstar is
Yes.
That would be
responsible to. Can you imagine if Keemstar
Yes.
was pulling the strings all along and had somebody fucking represent
There's a
him?
legal issue.
Exactly.
If that were the case,
Is it though?
that's the case.
Why would it be illegal?
Yeah, but he's
Then-
been talking to lawyers, so he's waived that right.
Imagine if,
After the
Phil,
fact.
imagine if they didn't disclose it and Phil found out that Keem was bankrolling it. What do you think would happen?
Oh.
Well, he would turn on Mike, obviously.
No, I can just
Like
imagine.
I said he would. He's
A
going
legal
to
issue
away,
could
but
also
if it's
be-
Keem, he will absolutely turn on him. He will get mad after the documentary and say the whole thing was a huge setup or whatever.
A legal issue could also
It
be a
was.
financial issue. So much of the proceeds after recovering like costs for flying out there, if we assume that he's going out there to actually visit Philly Child, it might be split down the center because he is the subject of the documentary. And
That's
this is
the
me.
documentary that I want to
that's
see.
me
I want to
being-
see how fucked that condo was.
God, what do you-
I wanna-
It's very tempting to tweet him.
You
It's
do
very
it.
tempting to tweet Keemstar right now and ask him outright, but it might spoil things. Keem might, as a theory, we have no basis or, all we know is that Keemstar was interested in doing a Netflix-style documentary on Phil. Keemstar mentioned he was going to talk to certain particular people in Phil's past and all that shit, you know what I mean? And he said this he said this like a year ago, like a half year ago, essentially. He kept dropping these hints, but nothing came of it. And all of a sudden, Mike Klume has been talking to Phil for several months, and they're going to have like a special interview in real life or whatever, and it's going to involve Phil's family and friends.
Exactly.
So there's a correlation there. There's a correlation there. What I would recommend is people
because-
not to tweet Keemstar.
What was it?
Let's just not
The
bother
Tiger
with that.
King took 2 years to make before it came out for a 10-part episode. It was only supposed to be one thing, but it was just way too long. That's how it ended up being 10 parts.
You know how
I'm not
long
saying
it took
this
to
is.
do this one?
What was it? He said he was filmed at almost 7 months.
Like, so this is going to be a
So we
big-
have summer to look forward to this then, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is going to be something.
You know, what was it?
pretty-
Mike only
yeah.
set it up his account only last September, but he'd been filming it prior to that. So
That is something.
I just don't know. Like I posted that picture in your Discord chat
Yeah, me. So
about how he contacted Meerkat.
Yeah, so yeah. Apart from me,
That
stream
was-
as well. So yeah, and here's a message for those that aren't aware. Meerkat, would you like to be in the documentary from the official like branded
That's
account?
just fucking weird.
It's
Like,
That is
if
strange.
it's so
to approach him that way.
professional, if it's so professional, why didn't she just contact him through email or through X?
Watch out for
Why didn't you do it on
Apparently,
his
Jack
live
doesn't do X.
stream? Like,
Yeah.
but how do you talk to Jaha?
Through
He
it.
does
Like
do
Jaha
X
was
for
direct.
business, is what I believe he said.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I wouldn't
That-
mind talking to Mike Bloom to just make sure. I want to see what his thought process is. I want to pick his brain, and if I can help
Same
him
as
as well.
me. I would like to sit down and just talk to him.
I don't want to be a part of
Just be
some
like,
documentary,
no.
but I just want to make sure he's aware. I mean, my biggest concern if Mike's going into this, I just want him to be aware and be informed. That's my biggest,
Holy crap!
Yeah,
Somebody
whatever.
just gave DSP $200.
For fuck's
Oh
sake.
no!
Fuck off. Fuck
It could
off.
be Mike
Guys,
Bloom.
remember,
it could be Mike
by
Bloom.
tomorrow it's gone. By
Mike-
tomorrow
wait, hold
it's
on.
all gone. Yeah, by tonight it's
Didn't
all
Mike
gone.
give him $20 like a couple of months ago?
What, Mike
I
Bloom?
recall seeing him make a super chat or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's news to
It's
me.
a completely random thought that came to my head there.
I mean, I don't think he
My-
tracks anymore. Piece, but yeah, because he used to track these things, but I don't think he tracks super chats anymore.
Back when I
I'll just say
when I
my
saw
piece with this. I'll just say my piece here with
said
it.
that he wouldn't be doing a documentary at all.
Yeah, like I'm really I'm on the fence with this because Phil said he'd never do another documentary again or never do another interview again. Of course he's doing an interview. Mike Kloom sounds like he may have fallen for pignosis the way Phil is explaining everything. If you listen to the RTU thing from last night, that just sounds completely fucked up. So for me it's a wait and see. I may now reach out to Mike Kloom and just be like, these are my questions if you ever get to the chance to ask it. But I don't know. Like for me, all I want to do is I want to see what Phil's actual living life is like, not his streaming life. I really don't. Like,
Yeah, that's
whatever.
That's what
I
I was
wanna
going to
see
cover as well.
how-
That's what I was going to talk about as well. Phil, remember, Phil used to film everything back in the fucking day. He used to fucking show his living room and
Yeah.
everything else. And every time Phil would film something would be revealed behind the fucking scenes behind him, which was fucking be scrutinised. Like Phil had a brand new $400 coffee maker which he used to fucking film himself eating pot noodles with a spoon or some pish like that, things like that, or a bottle or two of fucking Tanqueray gin. So Phil stopped doing these videos because he was fed up of fucking people finding all this expensive shit in his home and scrutinising it when Phil's begging profusely. Like, why is Phil begging so hard for money when he's buying these expensive gadgets around his home and we're seeing these brand new coffee makers and expensive fucking bin and all that shit as well? Phil had some sort of expensive bin as well, which is like 2 parts separate kind of thing. There was so many questions as to why Phil would beg so hard and yet fucking have all his expensive shit. So Phil
And
stopped
yeah,
making these
it's just
videos.
like he's like, yeah, like 50 grand. Like, I don't think any of us here would turn down 50 grand just to be a part of the podcast. Yes, I mean, that's more than enough for us self-respect, isn't it?
So I want to say this. I do have a channel of my own. It's all focused on Kingdom Hearts. As you can see on my icon, it's everywhere. That's a Dark Link from Kingdom Hearts. That's the stuff I like to make.
And that's Chulant
But
speaking.
let
by the
me
way, in
point
case you're
this out.
wondering. That's Chulant speaking.
I talked to my wife about this when the 50K came up. I'm like, babe, if I was offered $50,000 as an introductory fee to make fun of myself a little bit, and then I earned 25% of the income off of that, do I do it? She told me she would beat me if I did it. Now, my wife isn't a violent person. She was just making a point. But $50,000, that's more than...
that is an astronomical amount of money for sure, especially if a fellow who's
It's-
constant fire and dire straits financially and all that shit. He's living paycheck to paycheck.
It's not
and
his
all that
wife
shit,
though, it's him. It's his
And all he
ego.
has to do, and this is the difference between, and you can say whatever you want about Wings and Boogie. At least they've gotten to the point where they're self-aware enough to go, okay, I cannot
What?
do this on my own. Let's do this as a group. Oh my, I get to make fun that I'm a fat guy. I get to make fun that I said some stupid shit. I don't know if his opinions on certain subjects have changed. I'm not a Wings follower. But it's 50,000 as a signing bonus. And if it would have failed after 2 episodes, you still made $50,000
Precisely.
for
Precisely.
4 hours.
It's one of
just-
those things.
sorry.
On you go.
just a quick little side point. Radman brings up something interesting. Cat's input. Do we believe we get any of it?
What do we believe what Phil says? What her input is? Is that what you're
No.
saying?
Radman says, do we get his wife's input? Do we get to see 2024 Cat?
You'd imagine so. If fucking he's going, so Mike is apparently going to Phil in person to film how he works. You'd imagine Cat will be involved in some capacity.
I honestly think though that this will be. It's so easy for Phil to create the illusion at the house of his story that
I can picture it now.
Literally no value.
They're going to fucking recreate the fucking here's a fucking woodland critters at the back, whatever. Here's a cat pawing at a glass window to try and get out to all the woodland critters, and Phil just standing next to a fucking cat, just enjoying the view of Jasper pawing at the window as the woodland critters battle to death over a fucking fat suet block in the backyard.
If Mike films The Office and it's just still a complete pigsty, then there's an issue. Right? If Phil cleans it up and makes it look presentable, then it's all fake. Right? You're going to know that because we know for a fact. Look at Phil's taking pictures of, like, he's got the broken dishwasher, the showers are broken, that's not working, this isn't working. Is Phil now going to run out and get all this fixed so that...
I think the opposite. I think the opposite. I think he'll use it as a way to fucking beg. He's going to have a big, massive platform now to show. I'm trying to live paycheck to paycheck, guys. And as you can see, I've got things I need to fix my home, and I need to stream every day. He's going to use it as a way to fucking beg on a different person's channel.
But he said on Monday that his finances have not been affected at all. He's still making the same amount of money that he always does.
Which is why I think he's made
obviously he's greedy.
He's still making six figures. Then why the fuck are you not fixing up?
I think Phil
or living better.
I think Phil is getting ahead of himself.
The garbage disposal instead of over the dishwasher. That's what I couldn't work out.
He's getting ahead of himself, right? Like, I think we're at the point where he's genuinely convinced himself that everything he says is completely true and everything we say is just completely false and we don't have any evidence in this and that. And so I don't think he realizes quite how weak everything he says sounds compared to all the evidence there is about his WWE spending or whatever.
Interesting theory there from Damien Anderson in the chat. Damien Anderson says, remember the times everyone mentioned his home was getting reevaluated? Could this have been Mike coming over to record? I don't think Mike's been there yet to record. I don't think that's happened yet. I would imagine it's not happened yet.
Well, no, I think it probably would have been because, remember, Jasper doesn't like strangers. When the Comcast guy came, he ran away. But what was it? You didn't say anything about
guy never
Jasper
came, though.
Oh, yeah, he came. COVID brought it to the house, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's a interesting one to say, at least, who knows. But, I mean, look, Phil...
Also, Jad, I sent you something.
Oh, fuck me.
No, it's not hot. Unfortunately, it's something.
I'm going to leave the chat.
Mike,
thanks for having me.
Hold on, before you
happy
go.
Birthday, Maester.
Before you go.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sure.
Before you go, look at what Mike Klum tweeted Derek.
Oh dear fucking god!
It has happened.
This is terrible.
Yes.
What is he doing?
This is what Mr. sent me about it.
I'm confused.
Oh.
I had the idea that Mike Klum wanted to be picked up by Netflix or something to make documentaries, but this is unprofessional on an entirely different
Did we not
scale.
mention Derek earlier this day?
Oh my god. So
what a birthday gift.
Oh, so at Derek Loves AEW. Hi, Derek. I'm working on a documentary about Darkside Phil, which is authorised by Phil, and I'm hoping to speak to some fans of his. Would you be willing to connect?
Be sure to thank Deba
Feel
for that.
free to email me, mike@clumgroup.com, or follow back so I can message with you. Oh my god.
This is a disaster.
Just open the DMs with the guy.
Just
Why did you need to ask him in public like that?
Mike had to go to Derek's Twitter profile.
What's he doing?
Mike had to go
This
to
is such a
Derek's Twitter
circus.
profile and see his Twitter account and see all the shit he fucking gets up to on Twitter, and he still chose to actively then say, I'm gonna at this guy.
Imagine if he asks Phil, he's like, I contacted one of your super fans named Darish from Toronto, and I had to go through his Twitter, and it was pretty greasy, I have to say. Why do you put up with this person? He's obviously a pedophile.
And there's Gamebox confirming that he had a conversation with Mike Klum as well yesterday. So I think There you go. Gamebox has had a conversation with Mike Klum, so I think Gamebox will have.
Well, Mike be on TBS.
Well, Mister, there's your answer. This is going to Netflix. There's no way YouTube's going to let that happen.
My reaction right now is the Steve Carell clip of him just going, "No,
Oh my god, it's happening!
God, no, please, no."
No.
Yes.
I need to fucking have that as a sound clip. But I mean, this has been quite informative, and to say the very least, what Phil has said about this. Obviously, we've gained no real. We've learned a couple of things. One, Phil's fully on board with this. Two, there's going to be Phil having to actually fucking film things at both his snort fort as well as elsewhere in some sort of studio or some pish. I guess Mike Klum will fucking hire a studio. Why? I mean, why? Apparently, Phil's gonna have to go to different places to do filming.
My Netflix theory does tie into the thing Keemstar was saying about some Netflix documentary a couple of months ago as well.
There's a very interesting
That's what I'm
correlation
saying.
there. As soon as I saw something, I literally said it during the fucking
I
thing that Phil
think
was
we're
saying.
going a little too deep.
It's an interesting theory, but obviously there's no basis for it whatsoever. Plus, if we confirm it now, it might ruin the whole thing. So how about we just pretend we hold on to that theory? Here's a favour, guys. Let's just pretend. Okay, even if Keemstar has got all to do with it, let's not dig too deep until the whole thing's done. Then we can point and laugh.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to
This
ruin
is
something
my-
potentially amazing.
This is my opinion that we need to keep.
It could
the
be
tractor
his
stuff
complete
to-
emotional breakdown.
Oh,
I
God.
think like Sidescrollers broke, like between Sidescrollers and Low Tier God breaking Phil, as we can tell by his fashion, this will probably shatter his
Yeah,
ego.
he'll end up in rehab or something like Jenna.
If he's actually reaching out to Derek over about Phil, a good
Like,
documentarian, and then that's in quotations, is going to do research on the person they're interviewing for the documentary.
I'm willing to bet
Which means-
that so many detractors are probably told, like, hey, Derek is a long-time fan, contact him. So yeah, and to be fair, it is actually perfectly fair for people like Derek to have their say. But he is a big, huge fan of Phil Burnell and has been since like 2014, 2015, when he was a fucking teenager. Derek is the epitome of a long-term DSP fan, and he's seen how DSP has grown and
Yeah, the
evolved
makings
throughout
of
the fucking
Derek.
years. So if anyone has a fucking right to fucking defend Phil's honour and defend this fucking, quality as a content creator, it is Derek. Who else is there, realistically, for somebody to talk to, for a Phil fans and for a take on Phil? Kevin Styles denies everything about DSP, which is negative, even when Phil agrees it happened, like WWE Champions. So Kevin Styles, a long-term member of DSP Gaming, like fucking 20 months in a row or some pish, but he's constantly in denial. He constantly says that Phil does not play WWE Champions, even though Phil's admitted he plays WWE Champions casually, at the very fucking least. So he's not the right person to fucking ask for that kind of shit. But yeah, there's literally no one else for Mike to talk to apart from Derek. Derek's the best source for an example of a DSP fan. He's a long-term fan.
I do know one thing. Well, I am very confident of one thing, and that is that the Coffee Clan will be involved with this if it goes through at all.
Oh, I see. Quite potentially.
That guy's an attention whore.
Quite potential. Yeah, massive attention whore. But yeah, this is the thing. This has potential to be something insanely crazy. I think it'll certainly be interesting and fascinating to say the least. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Who fucking knows? But
I'd also like, sorry, Jed, to interrupt, but I'd also like to point out to everyone, Rule 1 is in effect. Rule 1 states everybody lies. So what's stopping them? Well, I'm going to be devil's advocate here. Both sides going into this and basically just making up imaginary crap on each other.
I mean, yeah, detractors say
All I
one
know
thing,
is
Phil's
once
is
this
another,
thing made into a biopic, Steven Seagal will have to come back and play DSP. It's as simple as that.
You need to lose weight for it.
Don't leave Seagal and do that low. I'm sorry, no.
No,
Steven
he's already
Seagal.
snorting now, so he's already practicing for the role, so it's fine.
But get to it with Sofa DSP.
Okay, I think so. As I'm going to crack. I don't know if I can install too much bingo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we're
I'm out.
behind.
Yeah, I'm out as well.
Yeah, I'll
I
be.
appreciate you, yeah. But it's been interesting, fascinating thing to kind of go over and talk about. It's interesting theories as well. But of course, we've got a game of bingo to try and win here. We're doing quite well on the card, a very strong card indeed. And yeah, so yeah,
Yes.
I usually wouldn't fucking have like tons of people on at once, but this is a big announcement from Phil. and it's something that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on in the future. But guys, thank you again for hopping on, giving your own takes. I do appreciate it. And of course, Meester again. Meester, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Meester. And I think
Mister, quick question. Why are you drunk?
Why
are you not drinking?
Because he's 16.
I am not, no.
Why?
Because he's 16.
Yes,
There's not many
precisely.
people in my area.
Okay, well, that explains your childhood.
No. I can survive DSP sober, and besides, I don't want to ruin my health.
Yeah. Technically, though, Mister, you shouldn't be watching my content. It's for adults only. But yeah, well, happy birthday.
Screw you, no.
There you go. Anyway, back to the bingo. Thanks, guys.
We're going to get through those, and I'm sure you guys are going to probably have questions, and I'll field your questions for as much as I possibly can. But again, all right. Basically, what I want to do is answer as much quick, but I want to kind of get this out of the way. When I start playing Baldur's Gate, I want to play Baldur's Gate. When I play Sea of Stars, I want to play Sea of Stars. That's the whole point of us doing this podcast, was to talk about this now, and go from there. Okay? And by the way, Abdullah says, I'll call this out now. Trying to prove anything to people is a waste of time. It's better to move on with your life. You're right. Again, I'm telling you, that's not the point. This is not Phil's debunkery and for an hour. That's not the point of this documentary. It's a real documentary. See, here's the thing. You guys are completely misunderstanding because you have only seen toxic shit about me on the internet. That's the difference here. When you hear, oh, it's a documentary about Phil, and you turn it on, the whole thing's negative stuff about me for 2 hours. Oh, well, all right. So is this documentary going to be Phil just responds to that for 2 hours? No. It's real. This is a real documentary, and this is, again, what people don't get, because you haven't seen a real thing about me yet. You literally haven't seen one. I would say the closest one that came to this was the Frederick Knudsen documentary from many, many years ago, but that got a lot wrong, had limited information, right? It was, and by the way, it's incredibly outdated at this point, you see? So there you go. I agree with Abdullah. If this entire thing was 2 hours of me directly responding to people shitting on me and just saying, oh, that's wrong, there's no point. You're absolutely right. Then there would be no point to doing it. Zero. But that's not what this is going to be. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? Okay. All right, so let's do some shout-outs. All right. And then let's, I'm sure you guys are going to have some questions, right? So let's do some shout-outs first of all. It looks like Snow Carl re-upped his membership for 19 months. He says he likes my wardrobe. I've matured. This is my older Nautica sweater. I own 2 Nautica sweaters. Both of these are 15 plus years old. These are from the office days when I used to work at the helicopter company. This is the other one. I wore the other one yesterday and everyone freaked out. So yeah, these will be in my rotation as the weather permits. So thank you, Snow Carl. Dr. Oink with the super chat says, you like Flyleaf or Paramore? No, I don't think so. I don't even recall them. I think they're bands, right? But I don't think I remember their music very much. And Lil Shake and Bake did a super chat this morning. Thank you, Lil Shake and Bake. We'll swing over to some tips.
1 minute, man. Or is it too soon? I have the wheel button ready. Also, it's dead there.
Burger. Let's see here. Snow Carl took me $1. Says, I remember you had a very negative opinion on Baldur's Gate earlier this year. No, I didn't. I've not
Yeah, you fucking did.
followed the playthrough, but have you changed your mind? No, because I didn't have a negative opinion of it. You don't know what you're talking about. So thanks for the $1 tip. Seriously,
Jack, give me a few
like
screenshots if you
I'm just
can,
gonna say,
will
sorry,
you?
Snow.
What are you fucking saying?
Give me a few screenshots at some point, will you?
I've not even been focusing on
I'm
screenshots today.
I'm so back.
Yeah, oh yeah, but I'm not even fucking focusing on that. My focus today was essentially on just fucking Phil's announcement. I've not even been thinking. If I do get a good pause, obviously I will fucking do it, but I won't actually look for them, of course, but if I get a good one, I'll fucking obviously will send it on, as usual, in the members Discord.
Probably gotta rewatch Bingo. Probably gotta rewatch level 1 after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fucking crazy shit show today with that announcement especially. We're about 30 minutes behind the live DSP, so I'm going to go 1.5 speed, but the card is doing well. That's a good thing as well, the card is doing quite well.
I don't know what you're talking about. So thanks for the $1.
Oh, hold on. I might count that. Hold on. Let's see what it says.
Here, no, I didn't. I've not followed the playthrough, but have you changed your mind? No, because I didn't have a negative opinion of it. You don't know what you're talking about. So
I can't. You don't know what you're talking about. It's not the same as what the fuck are you talking about. That's not the same. I thought he said what you're talking about, but no, I didn't say that. So there, he wasn't confused. He was being insulting. So it's almost we could take that, but we can't quite.
Thanks for the $1 tip. Seriously, when I hear nonsense like that, I'm just gonna say, sorry, Snow Carl. You don't know what you're talking about. I never chat talked Baldur's Gate 3 ever. I always said it was probably a fine game, but I didn't think it would fit into my content, and now here we are. Okay. So Anime Slayer tipped me $1 and says, Mike seems neutral, but this seems like it's revolving around drama. I don't see how telling my life story is all about drama. I wish you'd stick to your guns about staying out of drama. Again, will there be some fun stuff in this and funny stuff? Yes, there will. It's not ultra serious. It's not a 1 hour boring go to sleep documentary, but it's also not an hour long hit piece against me, but it's not an hour long kiss my butt. It's an hour long interesting piece about my actual life history. That's mostly, I would say, would make more sense for outsiders. But for those who like me, you're going to like it. For those who don't like me, you're likely going to like it. Like everyone I think would like it, right? But this is not, again, people are getting the wrong idea. You have seen only content about me that's purely negative. And so when you see content about me that's only purely negative, you immediately say, so this is just going to be nonstop drama. No. I mean, I don't think so. I think it's going to be eye-opening. I think there's going to be a lot of information that people didn't know that finally, like, oh, okay, now I get that. Now I finally understand that, right? I've heard about that, but I don't get that. And you know what I'm saying? I think it's a lot different. I do. I think it's a lot different than what people are thinking it's going to be because you've only seen that one thing, right? Okay. Let's continue. I received a $20 tip from 1 Minute Man. He's talking about Baldur's Gate 3. So thank you, 1 Minute Man, for the $20 contribution.
Hooray! I can fucking play the button. I was waiting for that tip.
Let's see what he has to say. Oops, I was putting it in the wrong spot.
Get the fuck on with your fucking dick.
If I could type today, apparently I can't. Okay. So 1 Minute Man says, in confined spaces, you can place crates or movable objects to block enemy access to ladders and doorways, keeping them locked in or away from you. Also, gunpowder barrels can take out multiple enemies without missing. Collect them. Yeah, I don't understand that because I don't know how to move stuff in the environment. I don't have a mouse and keyboard, so I don't know. Like, I can't click and drag. Like, it doesn't exist in the game for me, so I don't know how to move stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, I think there's a lot of mechanics in this game that PC players are used to, but I don't know how on earth that would translate into, the game on console, right? Like, I know you could pick objects up and place them down. I'm aware of that. But I don't actually know how to move. I can lift and put it in my inventory. I can place it down in the environment by walking and dropping. But I don't know how you would, like, move something exactly. Like, let's say, for example, I wanted to stack boxes. How do I do that? It seems like that's a tutorial in itself, is it not? And the game has never explained that, right? I'm sure it's a viable mechanic that a lot of people who've played this game have practiced and learned. But how do you do it? The game didn't explain it, right? Do you have to put everything into your inventory and then find a way to walk to a spot and manually place it in front of you? Do you throw? Because you can throw. Could you throw the objects? Are the objects too heavy to throw? You see what I mean? Like, maybe this will be very viable in certain parts. Like when I'm trying to get through rooms and I can't reach platforms, you're probably right. I just don't understand exactly how it works. And I'm curious, you know? JDTV, re-upped his membership for 7 months. Do you know if Mike plans to interview John Rambo? I'm sure Mike is going to be reaching out to lots of people. Whether or not those people decide to actually be involved in the project is up to them and him, you know, not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, you guys know my take on John Rambo, right? We worked together for many years. We were friends. When I moved, the friendship eroded. Basically, he felt like the only reason we were friends was for work. I disagree, but I probably came across in the wrong way, and that's my fault, and I fessed up to that. We haven't spoken since 2015, right? So it's been almost 9 years. At this point, there's no friendship there. There's no discussion to even be had between me and him. Now, if Mike reached out to John Rambo and said, hey, I'd like to interview you about the years that you worked with Phil, and he says, yeah, I'll do that, then great. What's wrong with that? I have no problem with that. I told you, I've already kind of fessed up to the things that I've done wrong. I know that I mismanaged my friendships and relationships in the past. I've said as much. You know, 2 years ago, I reacted to the John and Howard slam video, whatever you want to call it, and I told you how that was the first time I'd ever heard that stuff from them. I didn't have any concept that that was how they felt. I feel awful about it, right? And it sucks because if I had known that stuff at the time, I probably could have changed the way that things were going, but it was never really clearly explained to me, which is hilarious because in that video, they claimed they said time and time again, it's like, yeah, but everything you said was different. First, we're talking about Project 7, then we're talking about comment about a Project 7 video, then we're talking about something completely unrelated, but you act like it was a line of stuff that was happening over and over that didn't. Like, that's not how it actually happened. But the point I'm making here is, I made those mistakes. This is 9+ years ago, last time I talked to the guy. Anything they interview him about is going to be about my ancient past, and he has the right to speak up if he feels like it. Yeah, if Mike wanted to reach out to John Rambo, why on earth would I be like, oh no, you know? So it's really up to him and who he wants to talk to and who wants to talk to him. Because you got to understand another thing too, is that a lot of people from my past are just that, they're from my past. And now that they're out of this whole public eye, right? Maybe one of the major reasons why John doesn't want to ever be involved ever again is because he doesn't want to be in the public eye. He likes having a private life. This is very different. Me being on the internet in front of you every day is very different than what my life was before I was a YouTuber, right? And I think some people, they see that, they get that exposure, and then they realize it's not what they wanted, and they just want to have a private life again, and they don't want to have drama, right? So I wouldn't be shocked if tons of people from my past say they don't want to be involved whatsoever because they just don't want to be drawn into that. They got their own good thing going on with their lives. Why do they need to be drawn back into this internet drama vortex, right?
I got to wonder, will Phil be okay with Liana getting interviewed as well? He doesn't mind Rambo being fucking interviewed, but what about Liana? Like, if is Liana fair game as well, being the ex that, you know, she wanted to fucking marry and you fucking broke her heart because you didn't want to get married, and she dumped your ass. Also, I'm trying to see is a good thumbnail here potential. That might be one. That might be thumbnail worthy. This one, this particular face right here. I think that's the best I'll get from this particular moment in time. It's got Phil with a weird mouth, you know, the eyes are a bit fucking weird. It's a very weird picture altogether. So I'll see. Let me just yeet this towards. Well, first of all, let's just fucking remove the background. Let the website work its magic. Da da da. The hand. Wow, the hand went fucking weird because of his body. I mean, I'll just fucking yeet it in the fucking Discord anyway, and people can work their magic, I guess, if they're able to. What I'll do as well is I'll include the raw image. I'll give them the raw image as well, so people can make of it what they fucking want. But there we go. Oh, I fucking sent it wrong.
What?
Yeah, I put in the wrong Discord as well. Put in another one there, but there we go. We got that one, and we got it's in multiple Discords. There we go. Multiple Discords, so other people have fucking access to it. There we go. So there you go, Mister. I wish is my command. You got one picture so far from Phil making a strange face.
That would be my take, but that's up to them. And if they want to be a part of it, that's up to them too, right? Even though this is a documentary about me, I also want you to understand that I am not ultimately 100% controlling everything. I'm not being like, so by the way, let's outline every single piece of the documentary, right? And I'm going to tell you if I like it and if I don't. And if I don't like it for some reason, we're just striking it completely from this documentary. No. I mean, already, one of the reasons you guys know that Mike is doing this documentary is because he's already reached out to detractors. He's reached out to other people who talk shit about me all the time because he wants to have those takes in the documentary. He wants to hear from that community to understand why they don't like me, you see? He wants everything. That's the point of a real documentary, is that you get all sides. Not, it's just one-sided to this or one-sided to that. It's that you get all takes. You understand? So there you go. Will I have a say when it comes to the final cut of the documentary? Yes, particularly when it comes to privacy.
There we go. Phil actually has a fucking say in what's going to be allowed to feature in this fucking documentary. This might be one of the fucking reasons why he's agreed to do it. Because Phil actually has some creative control, which to me might fucking... That somewhat takes away some of the impact of this thing. Because Phil has some creative control here, he can fucking say if he wants something removed because he thinks it'll hurt his fucking family. That means anything covering the controversial shit, like, you know, the fucking allegations about bankruptcy fraud, you think Phil's going to allow that sort of discussion to show up in this fucking thing? God, no. So we can rule out those allegations ever appearing in this fucking show. He might get asked about it, but I don't think it'll ever be publicly shown.
Obviously, when you're doing a documentary about something, right? Or about someone, I should say, there's got to be things that have to be left private. You know, you can't just have someone just, you know, walking around filming everything that just hits the internet. You know, there's stuff that obviously, I've told you guys, there's been situations where I film in my kitchen and I accidentally left a statement on my countertop for my utility bill. And my detractors contacted the utility company, impersonated me, and tried to have my power shut off, right? So you can just imagine, right? You could just imagine the nonsense that could happen if they're filming and something accidentally gets revealed. You know what I'm saying? And now there's trouble. So that's the thing. Like, yes, there's gonna be filming. They're gonna be filming me working. There's gonna be all this stuff. But ultimately, you know, we're gonna be reviewing all of it. All right, and it's gonna be made sure that nothing bad that's harmful or anything like that would be in there. I don't care about someone giving an opinion. If he interviews someone and they have a negative opinion about me, I don't give two shits. That's the whole internet anyway, right? Like, the whole internet's full of that shit. But I do care if someone comes on, if you know, something is filmed that now is going to be revealing and is going to get me in, you know, some kind of trouble because detractors now have information that they could use to hurt me and my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff you got to be careful about, right? So there you go. All right, we have a million things going on here. Fizzgig did a super chat. Will Cat and Jasper be in the doc?
Well, okay, Phil said $1 million. I want him to answer this question first. But Phil said $1 million, and I think it's an interesting number. But first of all, let's hear the answer to this question.
All right, we have a million things going on here. Fizzgig did a super chat. Will Cat and Jasper be in the doc? At this point, all right, we're in planning stages. Nothing's been filmed. Ideas are being discussed and things like that. Absolutely nothing is certain. Certainly, you know, I know people would want to see everyone who's part of my family unit be in this. But I'm not going to promise anything. You know me, I don't overpromise and underdeliver, right? That's me. That's my thing. I don't want to do that. So I am not going to tell you guys one thing and then have it not happen. So specifics on stuff like that, I'm simply not going to make any promises. You know, once we get stuff solidified, once we get things written, once we get stuff planned to be filmed and everything, then I'll give you a perfect example. I would love to have Jasper in this as a segment, but here's the problem. Jasper is deathly afraid of visitors. Whenever someone comes to this house, he runs and hides under the bed. And it doesn't matter if it's someone coming for maintenance, a Comcast technician, anybody. Literally anyone who comes to this house, he hides under the bed the whole time. And then he waits for them to leave, and then he comes out. And we've tried coaxing him and making him feel... He's literally a scaredy cat around strangers. So would I love to have a segment with Jasper? Yes, I don't know if there's a person in here or people in here with cameras and stuff if he's even gonna come out to play. You know what I'm saying? And he's an indoor cat. He's not leaving his house. You have to understand. I'm not taking him to a studio to film the guy. You know, he has to be at home and safe. So, you know, that's what I mean. Like, we're so early in these stages. I can't promise you guys stuff about stuff like that, right?
So we have confirmation that there's been no interview yet there. Some people have kind of thought that the fucking Mike had already been there and, you know, done stuff.
He's definitely talked to him.
Well, multiple times over the phone, I believe, and all that shit as well. There's been multiple conversations anyway, but it looks like Mike has not been there yet since that's the kind of language Phil used there. You know, so
the horse will not be in the documentary.
Yeah, it looks
I'm
like
calling
it,
it
yeah.
now.
And yeah,
Fat
and that to me
will not be in the documentary.
And that to me also means the documentary kind of loses its value in a manner of speaking. So yeah, also,
Sure.
but yeah, the fact that
So we just see Phil from a different angle.
yeah,
It's a different camera angle.
or Cat might be like shown next to him, but they'll just censor her out. They'll put a big fat censor bar there so you don't see fucking Cat. But yeah,
If she's censored, we'll still see that she's fat, which
yeah,
I feel
the
DSP would
world's-
like very
the world's
much because of the
fattest
troll
censor
meme.
bar. Anyway, but Phil said million, and million's an interesting number.
For God's sake, no.
Jesus. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, 6 million. 6 million. That's a pretty interesting number, isn't it? 6 million. Well, guess what? You're wrong. It didn't happen. You're making it up, right? You make that shit up. No, how about this? Banned. Gone forever. Because I don't put up with your fucking bullshit.
Now that was good. Now that was a fucking good one.
The bar's being raised.
I'd like to believe that short is what fucking caused Steve's back to fucking go all wrong in the first place. Like the way that Steve just fucking disappeared from frame when Phil said it didn't happen, like, and just sheer fucking in a fit of laughter.
Your theories about Steve now? Come on.
You know, I'm kidding, no, obviously. And obviously we do hope Steve gets better. Obviously, he's still recovering from his back surgery, you know, so that'll be a long
big up
recovery
Steve.
process.
We get better too.
He is being missed on that being said, that's for sure. So it's good to always hear from him and see from him as well when he pops by.
I
you know, here or there. everywhere.
can't find a picture of a courtroom. I just can't.
Well,
At least not a good one.
Well, look harder then. Anyway, back to Bingo. Still behind.
Truth is, you guys see him a lot on streams. Like a few days a week, he's on streams, dancing around here, jumping on my chair and everything, right? But okay, so guys, I got a lot more to shout out. I knew this was going to happen. I knew that the podcast was going to go extra long today. I received an incredibly generous tip. I wonder, was this intentional? Lil Shake and Bake, did you intend to send me this much? I just want to be sure, because this is crazy. Like, this is one of the biggest contributions I've received in a long time. I just want to be sure that this is real. You didn't accidentally add in some zeros. Okay. You intended to send that. Okay. Lil Shake and Bake has sent me a $200 tip this morning. 200 smackaroos. Wow. Thank you so much, Lil Shake and Bake. That's crazy. All right. I'm not even kidding. That's one of the biggest tips I've received in ages. I think the last time I got a tip that big was June of last year for the launch of Street Fighter 6. So thank you. Let's play you the ginormous animation, which I didn't even think I would be playing.
I love how Phil has no questions or fucking no fears. If I got a tip that big from anyone, I'd be losing my fucking mind. Like, I'd be thinking, this can't be real, this can't be serious. I'd be like going like, no, it's too much, take it fucking back. But Phil's like, oh, this is mine? Well, that's nice. Where's the next tip?
And that means you guys
want to know what's funny?
As for a vest, I have to...
Not this.
No, not this. But the fact that Lil Shake and Bake's channel art is literally DSP. It's the Coffee Clan, it has to be. Or somebody else entirely.
Like yeah. Colin Grant is in the chat saying that Phil and Mike has met Phil in person. Like, I guess maybe they have met in person, but no filming's been done. Maybe that's what Phil was alluding to. You know, but apparently Mike and Phil have actually met in person, which means Mike has probably visited Phil. But I guess no filming got done yet. However, maybe it was like, you know, some kind of, you know, they talked on the phone a few times, and then it was like a meeting of good faith just to fucking talk or whatever. But apparently, but according to Phil though, no filming's been done. So if they have met, it wasn't to film.
I would follow Mike, but they've banned me from Twitter. Elon has banned me.
What, Mike banned you? Mike Clum?
No, Elon. Elon banned me from the free speech platform.
So you're banned on Twitter or X or whatever. Well, you probably said something daft.
I got banned on X videos.
Ah well, it is what it is. Nothing you can do. Bugged tweet mechanics.
Very light vest. I'm already wearing a sweater today, so I'll make the light vests eligible. Let's certainly get Lil Shake and Bake up here on the leaderboard, okay? So suffice it to say, we hit our goals for today when it comes to tips. So there you go. Thank you so much, Lil Shake and Bake. Let's get the first poll going, and then we'll read what he has to say.
We are 2 bucks away from a free space.
Again, because I'm wearing a sweater, I don't want to wear a heavy hat today either. Let's do a few, like, this one I haven't done in ages.
Just because he's wearing a sweater, he doesn't want to wear a heavy hat. For fuck's sake.
See, I don't want to wear the bender hat. It's too hot. I want to wear lighter hats. Something that doesn't cover my ears, because that actually heats me up. So, see, I just wore the beret, I just wore the fedora.
Is that what it takes to heat you up, Phil?
No, I know. I have the perfect fucking hat for him.
Fucking inflatable fucking crown.
I am bundled up here. You son of a...
Well, you're not well, though. You're a sick boy.
I'm not just sick, it's cold.
Well, yeah, and you're sick.
Yeah.
Crap.
Doesn't matter.
It's like every hat's going to warm me up. I don't...
For fuck's sake,
not
Phil.
overheating.
Big ups to Warren for popping that membership message. He's still going to beg some more naturally. Phil still has like 3 hours of gameplay. And he can't afford to have the gameplay and support slow down and for 3 whole hours. Even he's got over $200 for just sitting in his arse doing nothing. Retro. The stream won't play. Mr. Brook it. You broke the damn stream. I'm going to spam the soundboard, the Scottish soundboard random button, until it works again.
Fuck's sake, Jesus! Shut your hole.
This is the fucking Shawshank Redemption, right? But with more tunneling through shit, no fucking redemption.
Right, we're back. It's working again. So
That one's my favourite.
The Shawshank Redemption, yeah. Through
Hey,
shit and these fucking
Shawshank
redemption.
Redemption.
It's a fantastic one, yeah. So yeah, it looks like Phil's back. So let's bit of time go bingo.
And Scotland forever.
Oh fuck's sake, man! Start
I
playing
suggested
again.
it.
As I said, it's a random button. And for fuck's sake, I had to play again and it fucking froze again. I couldn't afford to fucking pause the damn thing. I know.
I certainly wasn't
Here we
expecting
go.
this level
Here we
of
go.
support today, obviously. Hold on.
Oh, he stood up. He stood up. That's also on the card.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
So we have a free space already because of the snorts, okay? We have 1 free space already because of the snorts. We're 2 bucks away from a second free space. And if we get 100 likes, we have a third free space. Technically, if all goes to plan,
okay.
we'll only need one new
Here's an
space to
interesting
happen.
thing. That's an option that I don't think I've ever even really done. I'm going to put that in there.
Like the streamy bastards.
I don't think I've ever done that before. And... what's that? Alright, I'll put that in there too. Oh, okay, I know what to put in there. That's right. There's a hat also I haven't done in ages.
They want
Alright,
to
so here
see
we
a
go.
homie, Phil.
Okay, so Lil Shake and Bake says the following. I'm excited for the documentary and for your Super Bowl marathon. That's right, remember I'm going to do a Super Bowl event coming up the day before the Super Bowl. I watch a lot of documentaries. It'll be cool to see one about someone I'm a fan of. You have childhood videos that could be included in the documentary. It would be awesome to see you opening your NES on Christmas. There are no videos from when I was a kid. Very well, my parents might have photos because they used to take pictures all the time and they have those photo albums. But we never had a video camera. You know, I wasn't rich or anything growing up. Video cameras were super expensive in the 80s and 90s. If you weren't aware, they were thousands of dollars. So let's see here. I'm very glad there'll be funny scenes. That's what I'm excited for. Exactly. The point is to make something that is a one-stop to know all about me, about who I am, what I'm all about, why so many people talk about me on the internet in both positive and negative ways, and also to have fun. That's really the point of the documentary. It's not to dispel all negativity about me. It's not a 2-hour debunking session. It's not, you know what I mean? It's also not 2 hours of just me kissing my own butt and making me look great. That's not the point either. No one would want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to kiss my own butt. So, okay, continuing on. Dan the Man has tipped me $5 and says, hey, Phil, what's going on, Dan? It's good to see you here today. Thanks for being on the stream and thank you for the support. You see, I had the idea people are voting for the Hogwarts Legacy Slytherin scarf, which I think is a good idea. Instead of a hat, wear a scarf, because that would go with the sweater. Actually, it's the same color, too. So people are voting for that right now. It seems like you guys like the idea of the scarf, which I never wear. I received a $2 tip from Alberto. I've been out of the loop. Why didn't you play the Avatar game? 2 reasons. Number 1, because supposedly it played exactly like Far Cry. Like, people who ended up playing the game said it's not a bad game, but it doesn't really do anything new. It's definitely Far Cry with an Avatar skin over it, so it's just not a big deal. So that was number 1. Number 2 was because there was an overwhelming desire to see me play Baldur's Gate 3. And because people were dying to see me play Baldur's Gate 3, I played that instead. It's that simple. It won Game of the Year, and it was timely for me to start playing it right then, so I did. Very simple. Okay. I got another dollar tip from Snow Carl. I think the documentary is an amazing opportunity. I want to say you're really brave for doing it. Hope it'll show people a nuanced side of Dark Side Phil. I'm looking forward to stories about your childhood. So there you go. Thank you, Snow Carl, for the dollar tip. Okay. And I received another dollar tip from JDTV. I'm excited about this documentary. Thanks for doing it. Today's the first time I'm going to stay awake. I want to watch your late Sea of Stars stream. I'm still on my holiday break. I hope I can make it to your late stream. Hope I don't fall asleep. All right. Well, I hope you don't. If you do, it's all good. You can always watch it after the fact, right? You can always watch it, you know, later on. So no problems there. And thank you for the
problems there.
Okay.
So
the Slytherin scarf is going to win. Like it's way a huge dominating amount here. Okay. So let's do that. And then as for a vest, well, hold on. First of all, let me get the scarf and show you guys what it looks like. And we do have to end the show so we can start playing.
Hold the fuck up. He's wearing a scarf. He is warm already with a sweater on. Doesn't want a heavy hat or vest.
I bought this set of hat and scarf for playing Hogwarts Legacy last year. And I only wore it a few times. I didn't wear it that often. There's the Slytherin logo, right? Funny enough, it matches my sweater. My sweater's green, and the scarf is green.
So that sweater's green, apparently. That was grey shit to me. That's apparently a green sweater. It doesn't laugh. I don't know. Fuck me, man. I'm not a dedicated follower of fashion, but to me that doesn't look fucking green to me.
I can wear the Slytherin scarf today as I stream instead of a hat. Pretty good, right? Cool. Actually, it's funny that it matches the sweater that I'm wearing today. Okay, now, I don't know about a vest, guys.
I guess if he leans closer to the camera, you can actually see the green a bit more, to be fair. At first, I thought it was like some kind of grey or dark grey and fucking black line thing, but you can actually, when it gets closer to the camera, you do see the green.
So the only thin vests I have the denim vest, the gold vest that I just wore for New Year, the Pokemon vest. None of those vests really go, you know, with what I'm wearing. How could you wear a vest over a sweater, right? I don't think you really can. So it's really up to you, and let's be honest here, it's really up to Lil Shake and Bake, because Lil Shake and Bake did the ginormous contribution.
Yeah, I have worked my magic. See what I sent you.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what have you fucking done now? Oh fuck. It's not just you, so hold on. Multiple people have worked their fucking magic. Tacozilla has done something as well. So here's Tacozilla's a robust image, which I think is quite impressive, to say the least. So, yeah. And then we have Meester's contribution to the shit show gallery. So, Tacozilla, Meester. Well, the court jester, I mean the judge, I mean the executioner, I mean whatever.
Tacozilla definitely gets the Oscar for this one because I just whipped that up in a second. And it didn't really have anything to do with it.
I mean, it's not a fair battle. I mean, Tacozilla's got talent. How are you meant to compete with that? You know, it's unfair.
You.
Not a fair battle when someone's got a fucking ability and talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can do those things. It's just I don't know what to do.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, Phil in a courtroom. Phil will be a fucking position of authority now. This is basically what Phil imagines himself to be anytime.
He's in the witness. He's in the witness stand.
Alright, I thought it was like fucking at the top table, you know what I mean? Like, you know, with a hammer and gavel or whatever. To me, it looked like him overseeing the whole thing because he's up high.
I could make him in with the gavel. I mean, that would that would fit the banning theme.
Yeah, exactly. Him.
I just can't be bothered at this point.
Anytime a dented steps out a fucking line, the fucking trial begins.
If I can get a good enough screenshot, I'm just gonna make another Thanos.
Oh fuck me. But yeah. Anyway, so back to Bingo.
I feel like it's better here with the scarf than anything else. You know what I'm saying?
There.
Okay.
More there, pretty much.
You like the scarf? Well, then we'll just roll with the scarf for today. By the way, I do have to put on the glasses. I'm not retiring the vest. It's just that if I'm wearing a freaking sweater, how you wear a sweater over or vest over your sweater. The whole point of wearing the vest is you're wearing something light under it, and that's why you're wearing a vest. You know.
So don't wear fucking sweaters then, Phil. If you have a goal for fucking having a vest, if you hit fucking a massive amount of contributions, you're now denying the top tier goal because you have fucking dress sense. So you really are denying your audience a reward because you decided that they shouldn't get that reward because of what you decided to fucking wear.
No, it's like wearing a jacket over a coat. It's kind of stupid, right? I definitely wasn't expecting to get this level of support today, to be honest. Okay, yuck. This is disgusting. All right, guys, so last chance if you want to talk with me before we adjourn the podcast. I knew the podcast would go late today because of the announcement. I'm sure you guys are going to have more questions for me, and I don't know how much I can answer or not. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what I can answer or not, simply because a lot of the stuff, like I said, we're still in planning phase. Nothing's been filmed or anything yet, so I don't really know specifics, nor do I think I would want to reveal too many specifics, because I feel like basically that would be giving away too much, and what's the point of watching if you already know what's in it? Then again, there will be some teasers as well along the way. Hold on, let me turn off the light here. Okay. Phew. I'm already sweaty too. Wearing this sweater, I'm already sweaty, right? Okay, the villain says, I recently beat like a dragon. My question is, would the old DSP enjoy Yakuza games? Well, I mean, I started playing them over a decade ago. Dead Souls was the first Yakuza game I ever played, and I liked it. And it got me into the mainstream one. So I would think yes. I think so. Skill Scholar says, fully describe the documentary, moment to moment and start to finish. There you go. Dr. Oink, I see what you're saying. He keeps spamming the same thing. He keeps saying, most YouTuber documentaries turn out toxic. I don't think you need that. Your boys will love you without it. Again, this documentary is going to have a little bit of something for everyone. All right? It will have stuff that my fans are going to enjoy and want to see. It's going to have stuff that people who don't like me want to see. And it's going to have stuff for people who know nothing about me. It's going to basically be like the go-to video about me for everyone. Okay? It's not going to be overly 100% anything, I feel. I think that's the way it would be better, is that it's not. It's not, again, it's not butt kissing, but it's not shitting on. It's everything. Covering all of that, I think, is going to make it the fairest shake I've ever gotten, you see? Have you ever had a stromboli? I had a stromboli ages ago from a delivery place in Connecticut, but interestingly enough, they were Greek. It was Greek pizza and Greek stromboli, so it probably wasn't authentic. I thought it was all right, but I've never had like an authentic Italian stromboli before. Play cool if you want the skinny. Watch the podcast back. Obviously, I'm not going to recap everything I just explained for over an hour about this documentary, but to answer your question, no, the documentary will be coming this year, but much later this year. It's not coming out anytime soon. We haven't started even work on it yet. So, there you go. That's it. Do I like cannolis? Interestingly enough, no, I do not. I'm Italian and I've had a cannoli and didn't like it. Because cannolis, you think they're like super sweet. They're not. They're more savory. It's like a custard in the middle. So when you eat it, it doesn't taste like a sweet cream like you would think. I don't like cannoli. I prefer like a sweeter pastry.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely food talk. I completely blanked on that. This is definitely food talk, my bad.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
Let's recap, okay? We have 3 spaces left to tick off. You know, on the board. We have 1 free space already because of the snorts. We're 2 burps away from a second free space, and if we get 100 likes on the stream, that'll be our 3rd free space. I don't even know how many likes Phil's got. I don't know if Phil's going to blow balls for his audience if he fucking had a chance to or whatever. But yeah, we might win bingo here because of free spaces. So we need Phil to start burping, and you guys to like your stream so we can get 100 likes so we can get a free space there as well.
Would I ever do a poll for a major story decision in Baldur's Gate 3? No. I prefer to make choices for myself. Maybe later.
Oh shit. You don't fucking make any choice apart from when someone tells you what to do. Oh, you felt here's the best thing to do. Fuck off. Just fuck off.
Later on, if I was ever to do a second run and the whole run was determined by chat, maybe, but I'm not going to do that my first run, no. Has anyone ever mentioned I look like Bono from U2? Yes, constantly people just mention how I look exactly like Bono, like to a T. I walk down the street, you know, and people start singing Bono songs. Like, huh.
Yeah, I love it when Phil fucking sang With or Without You.
Oh me, thrill me, kiss me, kill me. I'm like, what are you doing? And they go, I know who you are. And I say,
you're the guy.
Okay, bro, and I just keep walking.
It wasn't really clown mode. I don't think so. I don't know. And if it keeps going on about it, maybe. That is borderline clown mode. That is fucking close.
Right. Do I like gabagool? I've never had gabagool. Dr. Oink, you joined late, didn't you? Dr. Oink, I suggest you also watch back the podcast so you'll get your answers. Because it seems like a lot of people are joining and they're like, I hope that this is happening. I already answered your questions. You just have to go back and watch. So, all right, guys, let's end the show. I knew it would be a longer one, and I'm sure there'll be lots more follow-up and questioning. Like I said, though, I would like to play Baldur's Gate 3. That's why I talked about this on the podcast today, so we can get out of the way. All right. I'm sure now there'll be tons of questions and things going on. That's fine, but I can only tell you as much as I can, and I can't tell you every little detail of everything yet because we're not ready yet. You know what I mean? So more coming. But thank you all for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow's my day off. I will not be here, so no podcast tomorrow. I know that many of you will be crying over this. You'll actually be, man, I forgot to update. I have a new 15 years of DSP picture. I forgot to update this one. But yeah, I'm sure many of you will be bawling your eyes out about this because you absolutely enjoy the podcast, and to have a day without it, right, is like a horrible thing. It's kind of like having withdrawals, right? Like, I'm not, oh my God, I don't have the podcast today? Like, what am I supposed to do with my life? I hear you. I'm kidding, obviously. Well, so hold on, I just added the new one. New Year. That's the old one right there. 15 years of DSP. Let's get rid of that one. Okay, hold on, right?
Oh, apparently we have 100 likes on the bingo stream, which means we have earned our second free space of the stream. So guys, as well as having our second free space of the stream, you guys also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation, that Pixar animation, so they kindly made for us all to enjoy. Remember, keep an eye on the bottom right for Jasper to do his most important duty and shoot the fuck out of us all, Piggy. Go get his ass, Jasper. That's a good cat.
Ready? There it is. There's the new 15 years.
Oh my fucking God. I mean, screenshot that all you want, guys. I'm fucking... Hold on. There we go. Hold on. There we go. Screenshot that all you want. I'll let it play out. I'll let it play out on,
okay, hold on,
nothing on the screen.
There it is.
Go for it.
There's the new 15 years of DSP picture. I
Go
added
for
it. That's an updated one with more silly faces rather than just my old, what will appear to be like mugshot faces. So there you go. All right, so guys.
There you go. You guys do what you want, that fucking imager. I'm just fucking... Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck was that? What in the fucking hell was that?
Thank you for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. I won't be here tomorrow. I hope you have a safe and fun day. When I come back on Friday, we're back to another week at it with fun stuff. And I want to say thanks for a great podcast. Thanks for a great streaming week. Stay warm, if indeed you are in the cold.
Big ups to Brand Dude and his viewers for joining the bingo stream. We're almost finished, but we're very close to a full house. So we're technically one free space away, or we're full doing one of these things from getting a full house. But yeah, big ups to Brand Dude. Hope you had a good stream.
Diane, and I will see you Friday. Peace out. Bye bye. Okay. Ponage 101 says I'll be back for tonight for the late stream. Sounds good. Good to have you here for Sea of Stars tonight, Ponage. Thanks for stopping by for the show this morning. Thanks to everyone who's here. I'm just going to get the camera ready, and then I'm going to pee, and then we're going to begin. So let's do that. Here we go. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, big burp.
One more
okay.
burp, probably?
It's like 10 below zero there.
Burp.
Sorry to hear that, Snow Crawl. Here, it's relatively warm. It's in like the 50s or 40s. Let's see. It is 50 outside right now. Yeah. It was sunny earlier. The sun went away, thankfully. So now it'll be cooler. Actually, I think it's raining right now, but it's still 50, so it's pretty, like, warmer temperatures here. So, all right, guys, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to mute the mic, and I'm going to run and use the restroom, and then we're going to continue on here with Baldur's Gate 3. Like, we've beaten 2 of the 3 bosses. We need to loot the room, first of all, and see what we got in that room. And then we need to figure out what to do next. Like, I guess we do have to fight the drow, but people are saying don't kill her if avoidable, like knock her out. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I guess we could try. I really don't know how to do that. I don't understand that mechanic, right? So we'll figure it out. Anyway, thank you. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm just going to mute the mic. I'll be right back, and then it's Baldur's Gate 3.
He's muted the microphone, you daft dick. Let me fast forward.
Burp afterwards.
I just fast forward, spam,
okay,
the right arrow button, spam. And by the way, before Fug is back, Otterly made a fantastic otter picture, which I must share with everyone. A Bubbles picture. A Bubbles picture to celebrate. Check that shit out.
That is gorgeous.
That is just
Is it AI generated?
I have no idea. It looks kind of strange because some of them look photoshopped in. I'm not entirely sure of the authenticity of the picture. I could see him photoshopping them in, but yeah. I have a feeling it could be somewhat AI generated to some degree. That is up to Otway to disclose.
If it's AI generated, downvote.
But yeah, I mean, I love the fucking front otter. You know, like fucking just squaring up, ready for a square go. Say, what the fuck you say about me, motherfucker? You think I'm cute? Auto Insane is confirmed.
Derek Otto, bottom left.
Yeah, the
it's
bottom left.
AI. Well,
it's an AI generated picture.
What
it looks
is that monster?
The right auto looks so out of place in terms of like the it looks like that's a
the lighting.
Yeah, it's such a weird. Everyone
the lighting's
else,
off.
Yeah, it's for AI. It's a bit funky, and yeah.
Screw AI. Draw your own pictures.
Way too distracted. Way too distracted. Let's just get on with the bingo. Going to fast forward for him to get back. Oh, so we're still playing bingo. So he's back. He's back here. Cool. So play.
Just bop one more time, you big bastard.
So the landscapers are already outside. I can already hear them. Do you hear it? So I'm going to temporarily close the window, but I'm going to pump my fan up to max, and then we're going to jump into the game, and hopefully they'll be gone in like a half hour, and I can open the window again. But I don't want you guys hearing these fucking weed whackers and shit out there, so we're in a Goblin Cave. Who's doing the lane?
So Palm Solo's trying to say to counter a sneak burp from 10 20 minutes ago.
I feel
like
they just want to full house for free.
To be fair, Pam has been saying, I seen Pam earlier on try to claim there was like one extra burp, but I didn't hear it, I missed it. But yeah, I can see a message, Pam, to be fair, I can't scroll back 20 minutes. The chat doesn't allow me to scroll back that far, because it doesn't retain the entire chat on a live stream, so it just has a certain amount. But yeah, well, so it's still 8 burps, but yeah, I don't remember saying something, but I didn't. But we'll let it play out. For all we know, Phil's going to burp again anyway, so let's just see what happens.
Landscaping for the goblins today, right? All right, hold on.
Let's just give Phil some time. Give Phil some time. We'll see if it happens anyway, and if it doesn't, we can then talk about it and come to decision.
That's actually the that's the leaf blowers that make all that noise. They're loud ass leaf blowers. So, okay, I'm gonna skip this ad. I'm trying to play an ad here. Let's skip that. Okay, let's get started, everybody. So we just beat the Hobgoblin. I forgot his name already, but we just beat the Hobgoblin, and so now we're gonna be jumping into first of all looting that room and seeing all the loot that we got from kicking the crap out of all those guys. And then we got to see what's next. I think we still have to beat the Drow. I forgot her name. Montia or something. I forgot her name. Starts with an M, right? But people are saying, oh, you have to beat her, but don't kill her. If you don't kill her, you can recruit her later. But I don't know how to do that. Like, I guess we have to knock her out non-violently somehow. Minthara. Okay, Minthara. Hopefully you guys will help me with that, because I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to non-violently knock her out. Okay. Go. You can toggle non-lethal damage on your wheel of command. Okay. I don't think we have a sleep spell. Yomi Jeremy Gaming says, I did the Goblin Cave early, but I'm under-leveled to go to the Mountain Pass. Where should I go? Oh, there's tons of areas. If you go south, there's a goblin, there's a village that goblins are in, and that village is, what do they call it? Like the Blighted Village? And that village, there's a bunch of stuff to do. If you go underground, there's a spider cave you can go to. And then if you go further south, there's a swamp. So there's like many things you can do before you go to that Mountain Pass. Because that Mountain Pass, I think people are saying, goes to Act 2. So you really don't want to go there yet. You want to explore everything else first, right? Are we still on for bubbles at 100 likes? Yes, if you guys want them. We are at 84 right now. If we hit 100 likes, I'll blow bubbles if you guys want. I don't care. In fact, since you brought that up,
come on.
Since we're so close, I'll just set it up now before we begin.
People dislike you that much,
I don't have to do it in the middle of the playthrough. So I'm glad you brought it up. There we go. Okay. Cool. There is no vest poll. People opted for a scarf today because I'm already wearing a sweater. So I'm not wearing a vest because you can't wear. How are you gonna wear a vest over a heavy sweater? Like I said, that's like wearing a coat over a jacket. It's stupid. Thank you, PS3 True, for becoming a member again. That actually does count as a new membership this morning. Our goal for memberships today, guys, is pretty reasonable. Throughout this stream and my late night stream, I'd like to get to 720 members. We're currently at 710.
Give me
so
some
we get 10 more members by the
money.
end of today. That'd be great. One of the ways you can support the content here is to perhaps become a member or give some membership to the community. So please consider it. And thank you guys to who do. All right, let's get started. Okay, everybody, welcome back.
So he's now recording
Oh,
for
he started
YouTube.
recording.
Of course, there's going to be some... So
We're going to dispute that burp.
Pam Solo is utterly convinced there was a burp. And it happened... Apparently it happened after the 8th burp. Between the 8th burp and me registering the 9th burp, apparently there's a missed burp somewhere. But I don't know when... I mean... what it all boils down to is, one, did someone else hear it? It's like... okay, I don't know. It's... I mean, we have 2 free spaces.
Burger.
5 in a
Give it to
row.
her.
That's
Birthday bingo.
concerning.
I mean, I don't think Pam would lie about it, you know what I mean? But, I mean, I was listening carefully as well, and I mean, no one
Yeah, Born
else...
to Hand Jive saying it as well.
Born to Hand Jive, well, they just might be picking up. They might just...
Maybe. Or maybe not.
I don't know.
They might have rewound the bingo stream.
Rewind? Anyway, fuck it. I'll count it.
Burger.
Come on,
I'll
man, that
count
was
it.
lame.
House.
That was bad.
Boy, how exciting.
I'll count it.
Anyway.
It's my birthday, bitches.
Let's go to Live
We're getting a
DSP.
bingo.
Live DSP has not really done much different. He's got fucking... And he got a new member and he got $3. Fucking wow. But we're done with DSP. We're fucking done, man. We got a full house. We're counting it. Fuck it. I have no reason to doubt Pam Solo, you know what I mean? It's okay. So, anyway, I need to get bingo marbles all set up and all that jazz, so it is time for marbles, I guess. I will see, I'll add the new names that need to be added, and I'll get a marble stream set up to determine today's bingo winner. There is no, I'm not going to do the impossible track, so I'm a bit fucking short for time. We'll just do one random marble track to determine the winner for the bingo, and that'll be that, because this has been a bit of a longer stream because of that announcement, plus all, talking, derail and all that jazz. So yeah, let me set up the marble stream, and I will be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we're going to determine today a bingo winner for today. I have added the new names that have been added. I had 5 new names to add. We have a total of 217 marbles. 217 different names, although 8 of those names are Jasper's Angels. Jasper's Angels has the advantage here, but they're a charity, we'll give them that. I'm going to hit a random. This is the community map section. In case you're wondering how many fucking community maps there are, there's... Actually, I know one. Someone in chat give me a number between 1 and 10. Number between 1 and 10. Someone in chat. First number I see. And we'll randomise it that many times. Meester was first. They said 4. So we're going to randomise it 4 times, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we randomised it 4 times, and of course we need to adjust this to 217 marbles. The marble we're playing today, thanks to Meester, is so Meester wanted me to randomise it 4 times. And yeah, Little Walking Promenade is the name of this track. It has an elimination rate of 38%, and it's a 4-minute long track on average. So let's see what this is like. This should result in a winner. This should, I mean, I don't think it's going to be impossible because it's still got quite a high completion rate. Someone's saying 99 hours. Why are people saying 99 hours? Are some of these tracks like really long? I don't know. This one doesn't seem too bad. This one says 4 minutes and 5 seconds, essentially. That's the average completion time. Let's just crack on, mate. Bingo. It's time to deciding to win. So yeah, there we go. All of the marbles are on the outside here. This is a very trippy start here. We're all here on this inside line here. You know, all Major Detractor, calling Jasper's Angels, Baron, there's Chris George, Almighty Bree, IP Wins, Logan K, Braden Young, Dead Skull, Gang of Wolves, Guy with Long Hair. We're all here. All the marbles are here. All 217 different marbles. There's Agent Proper. He who is never allowed to win. Agent Proper is right there as well. As you can see, maybe this will be the day he wins a fucking marble course. Let's have a look at this course. What in the fuck this is? And this looks like a fucking fever dream. Right, well, I am gonna, I guess we'll just go up here, go here, and I guess we'll just hit start. Let's see what the fuck happens. So we're all gonna go in a circle and filter down, and imagine that we're going to go towards the middle altogether at the same time, and then there's a lot of marbles bashing into each other to get down the way. Who'll be the first one through? All the marbles are there. Every single marble is right there. Yao, Shimigami and Whale Islander are the first ones out. Let's follow. Whale! No! They fell, the first casualty. Dark Side of the Flow is winning. So let's just see who gets through here fast. Dark Side of the Flow is flying. As he rounds the corner as well, but the Dark Side of the Flow is cooking my gas down there. Let's keep an eye on Dark Side of the Flow, shall we? The musically talented boy himself, Dark Side of the Flow, at time go. As we go in a little circle here. Oh, Trinbear's fallen off the edge, he's gone. Quite a few people have passed already. DJ Reno's gone, Consortium's gone, Little Shadow EX, they fall to a doom. That wheel's a bit dangerous, it can knock you off. Oh, Darcy's been slowed down and getting knocked back. This could really severely hold him up. He did have a good advantage as well. And he has now gotten through that. But people can catch up now to him. Michael's gone, Tommy's gone, Steady Skyland's gone. Alien thing as well gone, Chad Bass is gone, Ula Pops is right behind Darcy the Flow. Oh, let's look ahead. What in the fuckery duckery is this? This is a big tumble dryer of doom, clearly. Oh, so many people just died there as well. Who will pop out first here? Who's going to be the first marble to pop out here? You're getting tumbled down in a goddamn circle. Who's going to get out first? A Redneck Ogre. Darcy the Flow is out first as well, and Charlie, but Redneck Ogre has taken the lead. 10 About Mommy is right behind though. The finish line is over there, so we've got plenty to go. 2 different paths to take, left and right. They look identical though. Symmetrical even. Redneck Ogre is getting hit though the wrong way. David, Riley, there's Cobble, Support's up there as well. Oh, speed boost. There's a very bad speed boost. People have died. Nathan Coley is now ahead. Darcy the Flow again, trying to get back first place as he go up the elevator. We're coming to near the end. Darcy the Flow is trying to retake the lead, and he has. He has reclaimed top spot. Darcy the Flow, this could be your race to win. As one of your best tracks starts playing in the background, Darcy the Flow could potentially win bingo. Enjoy the song as he comes towards the finish line, but he's got one obstacle left. Can he snipe it? He does, kind of. He's getting held up, but he's made it through. Can he get through this in time, or is someone going to catch up? Nathan Coley's right behind him. But they've fallen. Darcy the Flow. Surely it's yours to win. You've got to win this. You've got this, Darcy. And Darcy the Flow has won bingo today. Mr. Definitely Able to come second place, Illa Popson third, Joker Bunny 4th, Public Scrutiny 5th, Mozgus 6th, Sclerotic 7th, Aussie's Game Room 8th, Obsession Octopus 9th, and Support 10th. But Darcy the Flow, the musical genius himself, his song is playing right now, the song of victory, as he comes first and has won bingo for today. Just listen to that song and enjoy the song as people try and cross the finish line before they end. Some people are stuck in here. Can we see inside? What the fuck's going on in there? I have no idea what's going on in here. Can we see inside? We can't get in there to see what's going on in there. But some people are stuck. The race is about to end. The race is over. We have a winner, and that winner is Darcy the Flow. Fantastic stuff. Well done, Darcy the Flow. We'll get in touch with him later on to see what they want as a prize and how they want it sorted. Yeah, there we go. Darcy the Flow has won today. Congratulations to them. And yeah, I'm not going to do any other bingos today. No other marbles, I mean, today. But yeah, we got a winner sorted. That's the main thing. That's fantastic. Let's just enjoy some otters to end today's stream. There we go. It's the first full house of the year. Congratulations to Darcy the Flow for winning the bingo today. And I'll be back on Friday for some more bingo antics. I might try and do a stream tomorrow. I'm thinking of doing a gameplay stream. I don't know if I should do a game, you know, like a Chaos Mod GTA or a different game or whatever. I don't know. It won't be bingo anyway, put it that way, it won't be bingo. But I want to do a stream tomorrow regardless of something different. And I'm thinking it'd be good to, you know, also because I can now fucking day games on stream because I went and upgraded my RAM and all that shit, so I need to do something. So I might do a members only stream of Chaos Mod and then make that stream like available for everyone on like Saturday or something instead. But yeah, that might be something. I can do something special for the members tomorrow if they want to just, you know, have me do a random stream or whatever. I don't know. But Barrett Wells is saying, now I finished my Survivor Dude film, can I be a guest on bingo? You can be a guest at any time. I mean, your Survivor Dude film wasn't the prerequisite for being a guest on bingo, eh? You could have just fucking asked, you know. And I would have said, aye, be a guest. It's simple as that. Be my guest, be my guest. Never mind about the rest. I don't know how the fucking song goes. But yeah, we'll get something sorted out anyway. But yeah, guys. Tomorrow, I'll probably do a member stream tomorrow for like gameplay of GTA Chaos Mod or something. Who knows? But I'll be back on for Friday for bingo. Friday, more bingo. And so yeah, until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy your Thursday as well. And yeah, so before I go, obviously, I'm going to end how I always end by playing Notorious PIG contributions made by the excellently talented and bingo winning Darcy the Flow. Well, actually, it's Pixar Animations that technically made the video. Yeah, Darcy the Flow had nothing to do with it, Notorious PIG, nothing. So I'm getting mixed up, sorry, my bad. Darcy the Flow didn't have anything to do with Notorious PIG contributions, that's my bad. That's a video that Pixar made. I went and arsed up the ending, that's embarrassing. But yeah, I'm a bit all over the place today, but yeah, it is what it is, it's been one of those days. It's been a long fucking day and Phil's rattled my fucking brain with this interview shit. Guys, I'm gonna fuck the fuck off. I'll see you on Friday. Until then, have a good one. Check out That Being Said and everyone else tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be an interesting show tomorrow with That Being Said, talking about these, you know, revelations with Mick Klum and all that in an interview. So yeah, there's your detractor content for tomorrow. But yeah, I'm out of here, guys. Well done, Darcy. Take it away, Pixar, for your amazing video. Peace out, everyone.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky. And you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money. Free. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that.